Back to all-time highs here again this morning in the pre-market, coming on the back of 2 straight days of nothing but gains, all kinds of strength continuing in the tech space specifically. We'll touch on a few earnings to deal with this morning. ARM, a lot of people focused on initial move to the upside. They didn't like the call, however. We're back downside here this morning to the tune of a few percent anyways. It could be a lot worse. A little bit below where the support ended up being yesterday. A lot of big movers yesterday in the energy space. Oil itself back on watch once again this morning. Again, more hopes this morning of some kind of progress in this back and forth negotiation that seems to be taking place on X more than anywhere else at this point. I mean, headline after headline, will they or won't they get to a deal in the near future here? So we'll keep an eye out for anything as far as progress is concerned. But here's oil again down this morning after a huge move yesterday. Yeah, interesting developments yesterday, a little back and forth between the two parties. Hopefully we'll get some sort of resolution in the next few days, Brendo. But it's nice to see kind of the market pricing in the winding down of this conflict. I like how he slowly and kind of gently started to talk about Xi and China all of a sudden over the past couple of days, and that maybe don't look over here anymore. Let's focus on what's to come. So really interesting developments. I was reading an article by CNBC yesterday basically saying that China is pressuring Iran pretty heavily behind the scenes to reopen the strait. There was, I believe, a member of the government from Iran visiting China, meeting with his counterpart there, and it was told to him in no uncertain terms that this needs to come to a resolution sooner rather than later. But as we spoke about yesterday, the Chinese were adding to their strategic petroleum reserves through satellite images that were detected. And people were kind of comparing the time where the ad was relative to the price, and they're adding at highs. So, you know, they were either gauging that this conflict was going to go on for a while or prices were going to continue to go up. On the other end of the spectrum, did you see that headline this morning that Trump wants to investigate or look into the possibility of oil underneath U.S. military bases throughout the Middle East as well? Let's see that. And maybe taking advantage of any oil that happens to be just underneath U.S. military bases throughout the Middle East as well. So he's constantly looking for more, that's for sure. More tariffs as well coming for Europe potentially here, on cars specifically. Well, you saw the Europeans respond this morning, essentially basically saying that they want to migrate all the sensitive information that's on American cloud providers. We're talking about the Microsofts, we're talking about the Googles. Canada actually looked at that as well. The theory here being, should some sort of tensions arise between the two countries or the two continents, that they don't want the most sensitive of information on American servers or companies owned that are originating in America. Yeah. So they're looking at migrating that. You have to assume that there's going to be some revenue loss there. And let's be honest, I mean, they've had months, Europe has had months and months and months to figure out, you know, how they were going to approach this and still haven't. So some sort of a resolution needs to be found there as well. Semiconductors have been leading the way here for the past couple of days. NVIDIA back to the upside this morning, back to 210 early on in the pre-market. We've given most of that back, coming off a little bit right now. But AMD on the back of their earnings report still higher once again this morning, guys. We're opening, or set to open, at least if it was right now, basically flat, but still the trend definitely well intact. Remember, more employment data to come this morning. A little bit later on, we'll bring that to you. And then also non-farm payrolls, the big one coming up tomorrow. A lot of expectations looking for a huge, huge blowout number. Remember, the payrolls number we got last time was the biggest. I'll confirm this. I read that this morning. It was the best payrolls number since 1960 on the private side first, which we're getting this morning, and then non-farm coming up tomorrow. So we'll see how this comes out this morning at 8:30, but a lot of eyes, I think, not only on the Fed still, but on the employment market. Yeah, and we're, you know, President Trump tweeting or truthing about this, about the markets being at all-time highs and basically saying record jobs. But is that really the case? You and I have been talking, it's kind of a low hire, low fire situation. You're seeing AI layoffs, let's be honest about Coinbase was just the latest of those, but you're not seeing mass hiring on the other side of that either. So we'll have to see how this circle gets squared. Hopefully at some point. Anyways, lots to come. Not only this morning at again 8:30. But more earnings to come after the close tonight, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm pretty sure how the circle gets squared. Circle's always in play, and formerly Square Block. I believe they report tonight. I felt like if we could string it out long enough, by the time it came back to the desk, Apple would have made an all-time high. But unfortunately, it's like 12 pennies or something shy of making an all-time.
It's 288.62.
Yeah, we're at 50. It's like 50's on the offer, so like somebody just needs to hit it one time, and then Apple will be at an all-time high. The good thing about the market being flat is when yesterday was basically a 2% update and you close at the highs, well, flat means you're just chilling out at, again, all-time highs. Nobody told that Fastly. They kind of stunk last night, obviously, but DoorDash.
It's like a bad thing to report. I mean, DoorDash is good, but
DoorDash was good, but Fastly beat top and the bottom. Their guidance was good. Sorry, I was looking at something which was a little bit better. Let's go over Fastly, because that one's 20-something, 24? 24.5% down. Beat top, bottom. Guidance was actually better than the midpoint. Doesn't even matter. Down 25%. ARM had a fantastic, good report. Sometimes, I'll hesitate to say fantastic. Whoops, and then I typed AMD out of muscle memory. They had a good report. Everything was flying, and then maybe they'll nitpick the guidance on this one and then say that's why it's down 8%. So hopefully this can find some areas to buy back in, because maybe we get a nice little bull flag, 200 support maybe on that. So yeah, it's all about earnings. We're gonna get some obviously data today at 8:30. Labor market, schmabor market, we're in earnings season, that matters the most. And we've already got the report from JKL. He hasn't taken very long.
Yeah, I saw that. He's still short over there.
It's
MSTR, but he switched over to the long.
Letting us know.
Yeah,
letting us know early.
There's a long in there, along with NVDA.
I can put it up there.
Super chat going on.
No, I can't.
I'm interested in ARM. ARM went up to 260, 270-ish. I was actually, when I logged off last night, ARM was like at 268. Okay. So I think that was close to the top. Right there, and then it fell back in there on margin compression a little bit. The shift over into the chip game has proven to be very profitable, but the problem is constraints on supply. So with bigger demand for their ARM AI chip, they're unable to fill that demand. We tied last night 4-4. Oh man, it was a crazy game in Little League there. So 4-4, 6 innings complete last night, so got to get this voice going.
Drama at the end.
We were winning 4-3 in the sixth, and then a routine ground ball sort of came to this kid at second. We had one out, and he missed it. So I actually yanked him. I threw him in center field, and I switched him with Gia and put Gia in because what I do in house, it's house league, but it's competitive. But we put everybody everywhere.
Yeah,
I didn't want the kid to be like he's been with me for 4 years, and I just know he's going to be rattled.
Yeah,
he's going to start feeling like I just saw. So I pulled him aside. He won player of the game last game, and I pulled him aside afterwards, and I said, "Look, you're going to be right back there next game." But I could see that he was upset, so I didn't want. What if the next ground ball came to
exactly?
him?
That's the best thing to do with kids, man.
And then we struck out the next couple of guys, and we were able to do it fine. And actually, the kids are playing really good for only the second game in a row here. But yeah, margin compressions. I just saw there drop from 52.8% down to 49 on ARM. So that's not great. I mean, there's going to be pressures in that space. But this is a name I already put. I put a bid at 200. I told that to Neil. And it's just actually with the money that I sold with AMD yesterday at 218. What the? Oh no, AMD's 318, isn't it? No, AMD's 418.
418.
What am I talking about?
Well, it's 413 now.
Yeah, I saw the 18 level. I know yesterday we sold that 418. I was like, what? So I'm trying to put that exact same AMD money, which might not be right. I mean, AMD might be better than ARM. I just don't have any exposure to this, and I love what they're doing there. Their legacy business took a little bit of a hit there with the royalties, but they're switching. They're switching over into the data centers with these AI chips. So I like ARM, and I think that if we can get something. I sort of Neil and I said that we're way away from these moving averages. So I'm going to try to nibble here, and then hopefully gulp up something if it does come between 160 to 180, like in this area. So, ARM's going to be on our mind today. Pretty violent name for sure when the market opens up. I could see this one dipping and ducking and diving all over the place today. And then yes, I didn't even look at AMD today. Maybe I have to write this down as a potential short. AMD down 1.78%, just day two, right? I mean, what a great move it's been, and going long on this name is probably good if you can catch it somewhere. I just don't know where yet. So like 400, we saw that bounce off there yesterday. That was pretty darn clean, right? And all the way up to 430. So right now you're still stuck in the middle here with AMD, but I do like JKL over there and NVIDIA. I mean, I think Joe talked about this. I mean, you know, just sort of the switch up now, get back into a name that we know is still the one, but just isn't acting like it. So once we get going here on NVIDIA, I don't think there's going to be too much slowing this train down. You've now had 5 or 6 straight down days. Yesterday, you get an update from an AMD. So there it goes. Let's see if NVIDIA can break through the highs. But Neil already nailed a play that I like. I really, really like this Apple play. I mean, whenever you're near an all...
Did it break it?
Did.
Yeah, it did. It finally
broke.
broke.
But, you know, whenever you're near an all-time high, I just think that it's like, you know, the momentum's in that name, and if they didn't want it to bring... I got to alter this. If they didn't want it to be here, it wouldn't be here. So, you know, with the market kind of slowing down right now, not doing too much, look what Apple's doing. So, yeah, definitely some love over here for Apple. As Trump's getting ready to go to China, and you know, maybe there's something there with Apple and China, and, you know, production. Intel's been hopefully pegged to help Apple with some of their chips as well. So, you know, a lot of onboarding in the United States, plus we still have that Chinese market to what's already been unlocked by Apple, hopefully even better conversations there with the president. So, yeah, I like Apple up here, but not punching the highs. Let's just let it settle down. If we can get something near yesterday's close, I like.
Yeah, it's like already pressing that 289. There's a small cap we're moving around here. So what is it? ATRA. I see a few people in the chat mentioning. So it's got a 5 million float, ATRA, up 50%. Here's the story. They got a regulatory update on that, which I'm not going to even try to pronounce. Whatever.
Tabolekicel? I don't know. Yeah, you're
exactly.
Right. Too many U's, too many E's.
But it's for patients with cancer and autoimmune diseases. So obviously being treated well. I think that sometimes the bigger story is how the market reacts to it and how big the float is. It's a decent 5 million float, but only 5% of it's short. So it's not like it's a crazy short stock. It's got a little bit of history of running, but like dump and run, but it's got some room. Like $10 is an obvious level just standing out there, and it's already sort of broken through that 7. So
the banana
nice
man,
small capper.
The banana man came.
Sweet.
Then he left. So that means breakfast here.
Yesterday they were super, like they were perfectly ripe. You had to eat it that day. This one feels like one I would want to eat tomorrow. But
let's do like a new segment that's very, very obvious. Let's just check out
scrambled eggs and bacon.
What's for breakfast?
Oh no, the scrambled eggs.
Okay, yeah. I'm hoping it's scrambled eggs again. Like it's a redemption time.
Oh, redemption?
Yeah, redemption. Okay.
They dipped them in water on Monday.
Oh, it's the one I don't prefer. It's quiche. We'll see.
It's a little
quiche and sausage today, so that's okay.
I love quiche. They're tasty.
I find they're just too pastry.
They're like really small.
That's all. It's like the egg
it's a lot of pastry.
Is small compared to the pastry.
It's really tasty.
You just went over that ATRA, or yeah? Okay.
Yeah, so that's whatever. It's a 5 million float. It's still going and looking like it's pretty strong. Other Zinc says hard-boiled eggs. Yeah, that's pretty standard. We get the hard-boiled eggs every now and then. They just try to keep it simple. Man, this thing is doing some serious volume.
I think hard-boiled eggs is one of the good ones for sure. I always think that if you could just have scrambled eggs with like a side of bacon or protein of some sort, that hits it. Then you can just take whatever portion you want. And I think it's probably a good thing that they got rid of those. We haven't had sandwiches in a long time, but I don't know how.
I liked them.
Those aren't. I like them too, but it seem to always be pretty greasy.
Breakthrough expected within hours.
Well, okay, so that's coming from Saudi, so that's maybe a little bit better than saying it's coming from Pete Hegseth and company over here. Okay, yeah, all right. So there you go. Yeah, nice little move there. That headline seems to have mattered again. And you can see here, oil. Now it's starting. People are starting to believe that potentially we are near the end or some sort of resolution with the straight there. As I think, again, Sharif, just was hearing him in the pre there. Was China starting to put the screws a little bit to this trade as well. So we'll see if Iran eventually is like, okay, let's get this back going around here. We still hate everything that's going on, but we do understand that there's a economy here, and hopefully that gets resolved. But yeah, USO down 3, which you can see what's happening with oil. So all is well again in econ class 110 there, as oil goes down, market goes up. So we'll see if that's something that winds up happening. Although, don't tell your economy or economics teachers what's been happening over the last little while, because oil's been going way up and markets also been going way up as well. But then maybe they would just point to earnings and they would say, the motor that keeps on chugging here keeps on working, and that is the United States technology and data center business. Most of these companies are all in the United States. If you try to invest in too many tech names outside, you got ASML, you got a few other ones, Shopify, but other than that, man, there's not.
TSM saying that
TSM is a big one. SK Hynix.
The demand, they can't even keep up with the demand.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing that came out of even ARM's comments. It's like TSM can't do everying, and that's good for.
TSM going up.
That's a good sign for Intel in the future. Although
TSM's all-time highs.
Well, yeah.
Just yesterday.
It's so crazy because it almost seems like everything remotely related to AI is at an all-time high.
It's also easy, too.
But Intel doesn't look that strong today. And, well, it's down 3%. So, I mean, obviously, the market's at the high and flat on the session, and this one's gapped down a little bit here. Sympathy runs so far. Like, when you get a bit of a sell-off there, sell-off's the wrong word. When you get a bit of a pullback on ARM and AMD, in theory, AMD for a lot of the day yesterday, there was some profit taking. Even though it held the 400 level, it still had to get down there to test it. And you got ARM pulling back maybe to test I don't think it gets to 200. If it gets to 200, that would be insane, but maybe next week or something for a buy. But there's a possible head and shoulder-ish look happening with Intel and this all afternoon support at 110.5, and now that same level of resistance. It kind of sets it up for like an obvious spot that, hey, if it can't break here at the short, it may be down into 107, and if it does break out, then we can maybe resume the loss. We can get rid of that headline if that page. Oh, you know what? I forgot some of those pages aren't working, so my button won't work. We'll fire it back up.
Really?
I believe we have Raheem coming through.
We should.
I do think, but we'll see.
That's what I heard.
Maybe talk about a little bit
of
metals, baby.
Fabian's not here. Yeah, it won't refresh for me, that page.
Silver's SLV, 5%, another gap up.
Another one.
When oil goes down, you get that US dollar pulling back. SLV is back above the 50-period moving average and looking like it'll be a continuation play today. I just hope it hasn't gone too far. Like, it's already, big gap, and then it's already moving. But remember, it caught a pretty sizable dip in the pre-market yesterday. And then by the time we got to the open, it was still putting in some lower highs. Well, maybe we get a dip. VWAP would be a play. I wrote down 71.70 was the level when I looked on the 30-minute chart. That doesn't seem like it's going to be that likely, so I might have to move it up. But I like the continuation there. Let's head back up to the desk. We got the small cappers moving. We've got metals going. We've got fast
metals is a
tank.
good one.
Apparently, Palantir is catching a bid. Someone said
What?
in the chat.
Impossible.
Oh, someone said it in the chat. I believe them. I wasn't really looking. But
look at this Taiwan semi chart. I was just looking at this one too. This was one, again, these are not secret stocks here, man. I forget about cherry picking back into April. But I mean, even if you just look at the trajectory of what's been happening right here, we got this great dip opportunity not even that long ago, and it's just Rip City again, all the way back there to the upside. So it's kind of like, oh man, buy the right spot and be rewarded handily. There goes TSM. So yeah, good call out on that one. So yeah, moving around that is for sure. Guys, it's a euphoric moment right now as we work around this data center play and the move with AI. So I hope some people are taking a little bit of profit, and I also hope people are letting some stuff run because it's just been that kind of a day. So, all right, there we go, US, or that kind of a month, I guess. All right, let's go back over to the desk and talk to two handsome gentlemen up there.
Yeah, Andre, I don't know if you can hit that or not, but I can't. Our graphics are frozen currently. So, sorry. Yeah, that's going to be there until we can refresh the PC, guys. I was just noticing this. SLV is absolutely screaming here this morning, up more than 5% at the highs, about to take out $74. 3 days in a row, just straight to the upside for SLV. I mean, gold up as well, but not as much. So we'll keep an eye on some of the metals coming back into play here as well. Did you see the story this morning? The DOJ is finally going to look into these oil trades.
Finally. I mean, they're super suspicious.
Like super sus.
And they're not even small. Like
2.6 billion.
Yeah, like if you're gonna do, look,
yeah.
My brain works a certain way.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you're gonna do this, at least break it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't make it so obvious. Like
it was 15 minutes right before it actually the announcement
and
came.
And the problem is, like, you can audit this stuff super easily. To open a brokerage account, you got to go through a colonoscopy of sorts, right?
Sure.
And it's just going to get worse on the blockchain. Once this stuff goes actually onto the blockchain, you're going to be able to look more up. So enjoy it while you can.
I mean, good. I don't know if it's just like, is this semantics? Is this just all smoke and mirrors? Like they feel like they have to, so they're going to go through the motion, and then it'll be all is fair in love and war solution.
Our trust in the market is kind of the reason we put in our life savings, our nest egg into this. We have to be able to trust this close to 100%. And if there's bamboozlement like this, I mean, it's going to keep people from feeling that this is a level playing field.
Yeah.
There's already, Sean says it all the time, right? Market's rigged. And so whether you believe that or not, it certainly feels that way when you see these type of trades.
Like just to put this in perspective, it was $500 million that was put to work 15 minutes before the announcement actually was made. Like that's not, I mean, I can't say for sure, but that's not the type of money that just gets thrown around just on a whim.
No, there's you can probably limit the amount of people who can throw around that kind of money, right? And so narrow the playing field.
Crazy. Speaking of crypto, MSTR, Canaccord with a positive note on MSTR this morning. Didn't move at all on that. I was kind of chopping around yesterday with Bitcoin, but back to the upside here a little bit. Crypto's positive, but meh.
You felt that it was definitely not crypto's day yesterday. I think IBIT actually closed down marginally negative, but the flows were certainly not in crypto yesterday. They were certainly in the equities, most notably, of course, the semiconductors. You had outsized moves on everything because of AMD's read-through. I mean, the market's looking at this and they're like, okay, so AMD's guiding all this. Well, who are they going to need to be able to reach that level? And the read-throughs here really had semis pumping yesterday.
Yeah. Anyways, if it matters to anyone, Canaccord is positive on MicroStrategy. There's a really good video that I watched on this whole oil shenanigans that happened right before this this announcement came out back in March. It was March 23rd that the BBC did, and they actually broke down. They put a big giant chart up of oil futures on I think it was a 1 minute or 3 minute time basis, and they were focused mostly on the volume. And you can see when the actual announcement was made, volume just absolutely exploded. But there was 15 minutes before, there was a massive spike going into that. So, not saying, just saying.
Catch me if you can. What's the
I don't
idea
know.
here?
I don't know. $500 million. Sorry, Sean, you're going to have to break that trade.
Don't break those trades, man.
Yeah, I mean, I got the warning, but I've lawyered up, so I mean, we'll just have to wind up seeing what happens. But
you know what? It doesn't stop. I understand it. This kind of stuff happens all the time.
That's not even the rigged stuff that I'm really talking about.
No, because that doesn't prevent you from buying and holding.
Yeah.
That's obviously a frustrating thing for probably some large traders in that futures contract. It is what it is to a certain extent, but that's not the same thing as, the front running of order flow and some of the market mechanic stuff that goes on. When it talks about eroding the trust, I get it shouldn't happen, obviously, but that doesn't hurt my trust to be able to invest in the market necessarily. No. I think this is working, so
It is working.
I'm gonna do this. We got a super chat. There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
We got Rushi asking about Tesla. It's gapped over the 200 on the daily. There is the 200 SMA on the daily, right? Just make sure everybody knows. Not a huge difference. You might use the EMA, but the simple moving at 200 simple moving average, you're now above the 400 level and that 200. So wake me when it does that. It absolutely has done it. I got it on the note for a dip into prior highs. You have a double top here, 400 to 402, which gives you the high and then in here. So I like continuation long here on Tesla. News or no news, it broke the trend a while ago, put in a higher low after that, and I think the next leg, you can always put a topping tail and fail this. it's entirely possible, but I'll be bullish until proven otherwise every time it's over the 400 level. We're going to go to, at 8:30 we have jobless claims.
Yeah.
Before that,
Tesla's the number one play on here, so good heads up by Rushi Shah over there. Yeah, let's go see what Joe's up to.
Black.
All right, guys, welcome. Let's take a look at some of the options activity from yesterday. We're actually going to get into a strategy here. We have NVDA reporting at the 20th of this month. So let's get into some action here, guys. So what I'm going to be looking at here is this 225 call option that is going to be expiring the next month, okay? June 18th. Now, as for the open interest in the volume, considering it's a further out expiration cycle, we're not going to be running into any form of issue with liquidity, and that's what we want to look for. All right, so 26,400 contracts at that $225 level with 6,000 open and closed on yesterday's session. Now, you can see our delta considering sitting around that $33 metric, out of the money, but further away. And then gamma exposure, relatively light, and at the money IV. So we had this conversation during yesterday's session, and what we're gonna do is get into a little bit more in depth with it. So what we have is an out the money contract here, guys. And what we're doing is anticipating essentially a move higher within the earnings report or a drastic increase in implied volatility. Now, there's a couple things that we need to focus on. What are we trying to gain, and what are we trying to achieve with this specific strategy? Now, it's not necessarily that we need the contract to trade in the money, but if we can get something relatively close and collect some time value within this contract, we can still become profitable and make a profitable trade. Now, what do we have going on here, guys? This is a specific contract. At one point, it was worth a little bit more than $2, now worth $6.35. Moving forward, I want us to take a look at the risk profile. We talk about intrinsic value and extrinsic value, so time value and the moneyness value essentially of a specific name. So what we have here is at 225, what I really want us to focus on is that if NVDA happens to climb to $225, we still have the ability to be profitable, even a little bit less. But I want us to note this. This value right here, this line, we can look at as our time value. This line down here, the solid one, is going to be our intrinsic value, the moneyness of it. So you can see that we're relatively flat within our intrinsic value, but within our time value, we have the ability to be profitable without the underlying actually trading in the money. It can still be out of the money. Now, once the underlying asset starts to trade in the money, you get the privilege to obtain both your intrinsic and extrinsic value, and that is going to allow you to appreciate within the contract on both sides of those metrics. That is going to be approximately $3,500 plus $4,000 on your time value and on your moneyness value. But with that being said, you need NVDA to climb substantially higher than 225 to obtain both of them. Now, moving forward, let's take a look at a combination of contracts. If $6.35 is a little too expensive for you, well, what we could do is a basic call spread here, a vertical spread. We would be writing this option up here, collecting $2, reducing our cost of this combination and this specific trade to $4.35, so $435. Now, both on the same expiration, but you can see that our options writing is $25 higher than what we are going long at. So this is an out-of-the-money call spread, okay? Moving forward, let's take a look at our risk gauge. Drastically changes once you add that call option. You don't have the ability to gain as much value just due to your hedging position. Now, once we hit that 230 mark is when you really start to gain the intrinsic value of that contract. So you need it to climb a little bit higher just due to the fact that you're buying the protection and you're hedging your position. But that is multiple ways that you can trade NVDA on its earnings report, guys.
Yeah, what was the date of that earnings report again? Yeah, it's coming. Anyways, double check it. 20. Yeah, it's near the end here. I just wanted to double check it.
Hoping Adara would yell it out. There it is,
20th. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, all right. So we'll wait to check. No, I'm just going to check on here, but we already know it, so we'll cancel that right there. But yeah, I think options is a smart way. We always hear people, and again, May 20th, so 2 weeks away. We do hear this is USO, by the way. I was just checking it out still as it's still heading lower. Yeah, I think that's a great call out to have a look at options if you are thinking that there is going to be, a bigger move and you don't want to pay too close to it. So if you're already thinking bullish on this name, I mean, go just rewind that segment there. And thanks, Joe, for explaining. Why not take a shot right now? The market's going higher. We got some good names coming through in the next couple of days as well for earnings that could help us, sort of boost this trade even higher now. So I would say, yeah, I mean, when we used to have Danielle on, she would talk about, picking up some options weeks in advance so that you don't pay that crazy premium as you get closer and traders become more interested in it. So yeah, watch out for NVIDIA. I mean, even a put might be okay. I mean, we've seen a lot of these names come through. We just got 200K on continued jobless claims. Doesn't seem like it's doing a whole heck of a lot. But yeah, NVIDIA, good lookout, right? Basically there's only one more mega name, and that's NVIDIA. There's a couple other ones that are going to float around, but.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, obviously, NVIDIA is kind of like it's the tail that wags the dog, man.
Yep.
Like they're the biggest and the baddest. They just went red though. Interestingly enough, we have a bunch of the Microsoft, a bunch of the software names in the IGV going higher, including Microsoft is what I meant to say. Microsoft pressing some highs. I didn't see any particular news story there. Oracle pressing, actually even better, up 3% for Oracle. And then we had mentioned, it was being mentioned in the chat, Palantir pressing the highs as well. So there you go. Jobless claims at 200,000. Forecast was 205. We're not moving on that. At least currently we're not moving at all on that print. I mean, the NASDAQ hasn't done anything all morning. We're basically just holding the gap. No press higher. Silver's moving around a bit. We have some of these software names I said in the IGV moving around, but the NASDAQ is pretty much dead flat. Like anything that's going upside, you've had like a little bit of a pullback in things like in NVIDIA and some of the chip names. So yeah, IGV up, but then chips down a little bit to even things off a little, even things off.
Yeah, good. We're still waiting for Raheem to come through, so hopefully he's able to do. Oh, he's not coming today.
No.
Oh, okay, he's not coming today. Okay, so, oh yeah, that's right. He was traveling around. That's right. We should have known that. All right, so yeah, good plays there. I think that you're looking for. You just mentioned going red. I mean, AMD was already down 2% the last time we checked, so still down 2% right here. I'm wondering if you wait for a dip buy in this name down to 400. We saw Marvell make all-time highs yesterday as well. We saw Broadcom make all-time highs yesterday. So there's, like I was saying, there's a lot of interesting plays that you could possibly see. And then Intel, although it seems like Intel every single day we don't want to double check on Intel. We want to double check on Intel because of the potential moves. And this is down now 4%. Here today. So watch out now, down 3.5 is Intel trying to break through that 109 spot. I still think 100 can be in play. Like you just need a little bit of a dramatic push. Like if the NASDAQ goes down 1%, I think there's going to be a lot of these names that really flush pretty aggressively off the open. So let's wait to see what those imbalances come through. Right now, the NASDAQ is just kind of saying like, we're not doing anything in this pre-market now. So we'll have to wait for it. And the ES as well. I think the ES was doing a little better. Yeah, ES up 0.14 right now above VWAP. So ES above VWAP, NASDAQ below. Interesting movement there. I wanted to check on Robinhood as well because Robinhood today, just looking at what Bitcoin was doing, Robinhood down 1%. So, another play. We had a good long yesterday off of VWAP for Robinhood. But, I mean, I just wanted to show you, like, this is the kind of trading, like, there's the test there of VWAP, right? We got a level there. We came back in. I don't think we didn't take it right there. We took it, like, right up that second time. And then it blasted back through. So this is the kind of, like, hold that we're looking for in a name. So we'll see what happens right off the open because right now Robinhood's hovering around that VWAP and actually at yesterday's high. So after that busted through, but right into there, this could be a decent support area for Robinhood. This is where we cleaned out a lot of our trade and then it started to really take off after that. So yeah, Robinhood down to 78 could be interesting. And I think SoFi is still at that 16 mark, right? They got going to almost 17 a couple of days ago and then fell right back. Oh yeah, a couple of days, 2 days in a row around that 16 and a 3/4 mark. SoFi might be okay today. So we'll see if there's some play back in that. And then we did have Flutter and DraftKings and all that.
Flutter with a
TSSI? What is that name? TSSI.
yes. So first of all,
TSS.
AKA skinny. I'm like starting to read it as if it's literal. Thanks for the super chat. TSSI. Did they?
Yeah.
Have they reported?
I don't know, but they are
TSI
breaking
comment.
out. TSS Inc.
It's a decent looking chart. I know they're somewhere in the data center infrastructure somewhere from looking them up, but maybe this could be. If you're even in that space, we were talking about something like a Consolidation where you haven't really broken out yet. And I'd be curious, when does it say they report? Okay, they report tonight. That's probably why you're asking. Yeah, they report tonight. We're at the top end of the range. We were just pointing out that some of the chip and AI stuff looks like it's taking a little bit of a backseat so far. But it's a great looking trend. I just say when you have an upward channel like this, the channel usually speaks for itself until something changes. So, that's what I would look at. I'm not guessing on earnings of a company I just learned about 5 minutes ago or 2 minutes ago. So, the channel looks pretty good on the daily chart is the best I would give you. You give support, even if it were to dip after tonight's report, it gives you some support down there at the 15 level. So, AKA Skinny, thank you for the super chat. I like that, Nick. I like that name. Alan mentioning in the chat, Peloton beats estimates. Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of earnings names today.
There's a lot of earnings names.
This might not be the front of anybody's mind. Peloton, they did beat, so there is that. And, they're cheap stock that's above VWAP, but the volume, it's only now about to crack 1 million shares in volume pre-market. So it doesn't really have the volume oomph that it used to, but don't look now. That's also in an upward channel. Probably not exactly what you would have thought. From Peloton, but maybe the bottom's in there. It's worth putting on the radar if you're into the smaller stocks today. But there's a few more that actually have like big volume this early in the AM. And here we go. Now we just keep getting more and more. Now the super chats just keep coming. Finish one, go to another. We've got Omen from somewhere in Canada because those are Canadian dollars you just gave us. Appreciate you. Left field. Why is GoPro a penny stock? No,
well, it's better than it was 60 cents a month ago, so now it's $1.40.
You'd think I don't know, there's got to be something worth something.
But
if you can pick it up in bankruptcy when they go under, then why would you need to buy them out?
How's your GoPro going?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Right.
I use it all the
Same
time.
as mine.
Skiing.
So I think that's probably why it's all the way to the downside. GoPro had its moment. I was actually, a little bit surprised that it didn't, catch a little bit more of a. I don't know how far back we have to go because it's been a minute since we looked at this name. But just think about it right now, with the way that the iPhones are and some of these cameras. Well, actually, this name actually has had quite a interesting, that 50 to 60 cents area seems to be pretty good all the way back down to April. So we double touched that bottom. Now I was just gonna say, it's just, even the lowest quality of phone, and I'm not going to compare cameras from one thing to the next. GoPro probably does have a great product, that's for sure, and for those that adventure sort of. But I just wonder if there's too many accessories now. People spend $2,000 on their phones, and I just wonder if they just say, what, I'm not spending another $500. I don't know what a GoPro costs, $300, $500 on a camera that I might use a couple times. And I think the enthusiasts would use GoPros or something like that, or something that's more appropriate. But I would say competition's probably come for these guys. And unfortunately, yeah. But that's a really nice battle back, right to the 200 period moving average,
50 cents.
Might be worth something. Yeah, it was 50 cents. You got triple up there. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Somebody is buying.
Component prices continue to go higher. I'm surprised that GoPro actually went up triple in the last month. So good little look out there, 120,000 shares. That might be one of the names. Oh, I want to talk about a name. It's not KKD. I was trying to think, what's Krispy Kreme's thing again? Oh, D-Nut.
Oh,
it used to be KKD or something like that. But oops, D-Nut. Here it is. Wrong symbol there, not Blue Ocean. They reported opening up over 100 new stores apparently this year. Krispy Kreme donut. It just came up to, I don't know, we're talking about GoPro. I don't know why that came up to my mind, but right there, holding, looking to get higher. Krispy Kreme there, a bunch of new stores opening up around here. I noticed we talked about that before. So nice $3 move up to $4. Krispy Kreme donut right now up 7%. McDonald's is not really meme stock. McDonald's, Peloton, or meme stocks, and NVIDIA. The question. Yeah, for me, it's always NVIDIA.
Like McDonald's, don't like Peloton. What meme stocks? Carvana's doing a split.
I think maybe looking for trades for today. I mean, just stay here, man. We'll be showing you.
You gotta name the meme stocks, because I don't know. Like those always change. Like who knows? What is a meme stock is just whatever the flavor is at the moment that's going nuts. But McDonald's is bouncing today after a report off of some lows. That's interesting, I guess, for maybe long. I didn't
realize McDonald's went down that far, actually.
Right, like it's a pretty decent pullback. It's a normally stable stock that doesn't move around as much. I mean, NVIDIA obviously a mover for sure. I just wish I had an idea what meme stocks.
Well, that ATHA there's a whole bunch of different.
Oh yeah, like the small cappers that are flying. Yeah,
we don't have like the GameStops and the AMCs and all that. Like we already.
It's not a thing.
Someone said that Ryan Cohen's eBay account got suspended, so I don't even know what the hell that means. But GameStop.
That seems a little petty.
Maybe. But I thought they were. Aren't they in conversations? Like, why would you suspend somebody's account?
It doesn't even make. Like, how
what the hell is Ryan Cohen even doing on eBay, anyways?
Well, look, man. Maybe he has some stuff that he wants to pick up or sell.
It's funny. Like this is when it going meme. Like you get a little bit of back and forth with GameStop, and then it just winds up in the same spot again. Look, GameStop has that $9 billion in cash. I mean, if anything, that highlighted that. So, looking to put the money to work. The interesting thing about GameStop is the fact that there's a lot of financial engineering, and it looks like the people behind GME are willing to do things like that. So, we could get creative here and see what winds up happening with GameStop, but I still like that $20 to $21 marker down there. So, Datadog. I mean, there's been, and this could be another name if you're looking for something that could really start to go upside. DoorDash, Datadog really got going, and just off of all-time highs, Datadog right there, $200. We'll see if we can get into that as well. Look at that break right here over the last couple of days of 145. We came right into there. And now you break through this past high of 169 on earnings. So Datadog, probably another name to look out for, up 28% again. Or you have data in your name and not AI, I mean, it's probably okay. Right there, nice move up there for Datadog these days. So
maybe up 28%, they were worthy of an upgrade. Joe?
All right, guys, let's take a look at some of the analyst actions here this morning. We're going to kick things off with some downgrades. PayPal at the top of the list, guys, getting its price target reduced from $58 to $50. Slightly negative here this morning. Sunrun on the positive side of things. TD Cowen lowering its price target, but still holding that buy rating. Up 4% here this morning, and then we have Baker Hughes to the downside, guys, going from an overweight to an equal weight from Barclays. Also, they're increasing their price target. Actually, and then you're down 1.2%. Flutter Entertainment also on the list, guys. Positive 1.9% with a buy rating, but reducing its price target. Need him going from $150 to $135. Moving forward, Disney at the top of the upgrades list, guys. Overweight rating, slight increase of their target, $138 to $139 by JP Morgan. AAPL also reporting, guys, up 1.67%. Overweight rating with a price target increase from $650 to $665 by Piper Sandler. Now, Uber also getting the nod, guys, holding that buy rating. Stifel increasing their price target from $94 to $102. DoorDash up big here, 10%, guys. Equal weight rating, and also increasing price target from $198 to $200 at Wells Fargo. Let's send it back to Neil and Sean.
You're probably on the wrong side of things when the market doesn't really react to your upgrade or downgrade. I mean, PayPal gets downgraded today and is up right now and starting to tick a little bit higher. When I look at something like this, I especially when it's just a couple days off earnings, I want to take the other side of it with Uber as well. It's like now you're into the 3 or 4 days there off earnings. I think it's day 3. And, you're trying to hold right there. You get a little bit of a downgrade. If that doesn't shoot this thing lower, I actually think PayPal is a buy down here into this level. So let's see what winds up happening today, especially if the market, like if the NASDAQ goes red and PayPal still somehow holds green, against a red market, against a report that people didn't like. And remember, PayPal was up on their earnings report, and then they started talking. So watch out to see what winds up happening right there with PayPal. I think this is a very interesting look down there at that $45, $46 mark. And then Uber, again, like this is what you're looking for, right? This is now a couple days after. Now you're starting to get those reports coming out. This is now going to be an upgrade. So I think Uber was yesterday, I guess. There's the move higher, breaking through this level, and then they're catching an upgrade. So a very interesting thing again, they're looking for on Uber. Will it hold these levels and then catching now a bid? So I like the PayPal setup better, especially on a downgrade that's being rejected, sort of. So $78 for Uber. Let's just see if it winds up holding that spot. Looking for more upgrades to come on this name, up 0.45. I said yesterday that I didn't love this name. So let's give it a little bit of room to see if it does want to sort of graduate back up to the 200. If it does, I will sell some, even though I didn't really buy anything up here. I don't love the space right now. I don't know. There's something about it, but I have liked Uber for a very long time and still got a cost base probably in the 60s. So although it doesn't really matter where you bought it, it's just where you think it's going. And I don't know. I'd rather wait on Uber and maybe buy it back when it has that moment. But I don't know. Anyways, those are some upgrades and downgrades. Thanks, Joe, for all of that. It's freezing in here. I'm going to go check the temperature.
I'm glad I brought the sweater in today. But Uber is creeping down. The longer it languishes down here, the closer it gets to being in the teens on a P basis. So it's, at least from that standpoint, it's looking good. Uber, oddly enough, it was weird, like sort of at the open. Here, I'll show you yesterday. Like at the open, it was a short and got the low, and then didn't reverse off the key price level. Right in here, like we basically shorted it on the breakdown of 77.5, and then when it came back, it held the short level as support. So by default, I really got to think about that as a support level if we dip down here today. But it's on the daily looking consolidated for long, and it's that same 77.5 to 78, that prior high that I would maybe look for some dip buys back into. I did see a few people have mentioned some earnings names tonight. Like the trade desk seems like a popular one that we get questions about the trade desk like every single day. I feel like everybody wants the bottom on this, which is fine. But when all of these names were getting like shellacked, like Oracle had a way better bottom. This is the longest, not the longest. This is one of the longer consolidation, accumulation is probably the best word to use. Accumulation that you've seen. I think it really has a chance to go. The problem is you don't want it to Roblox you. It's not, don't anticipate it. There's a lot of room if it starts running. Like the 200 period is at $40. First resistance is at $30. So I'd rather let this one go and try to catch a few days of it riding than just gamble that you're not going to have some kind of a, you could have looked at something like Roblox earlier, right? Like it seemed like it was basing out off of the lows for a bit. And then all of a sudden, you're just getting absolutely shellacked. Ian Rispetto, Shopify, maybe a buy down here for a long. I like Shop. I don't own Shopify anymore. Good Canadian. It's just not looking so good right now for Shop. I think when we talked about it the last was when it was at least attempting to hold this 110 level. It hasn't broken, it hasn't flat bottom broken. Like yesterday we held the bid, so maybe we've got this bouncing, but today would be the confirmation day that you're not losing this 105, and there's $100 is a nice round number, but there's no actual like support on this for quite a bit if you go to a higher time frame. For now, this is looking like it's holding that low, but today would be the confirmation day. Like yesterday, it double tagged it on the daily, and then you get the confirmation that you're holding it, hopefully today. So I'm hopeful on Shop, but I'm not at the point that I think this one is a buy and go. Like you want to see the double bottoms hold, and then you want to see that higher low. So I heard Sean mention PayPal, and that was an example of something which made a pretty, for better or for worse, whatever it did, after the fact, it doesn't always matter, but it did a good hold the low. Like you get the bottom, then you get the higher low. Unfortunately, it doesn't really extend the breakout more than a few points for you. If you got a great price, you get 10%, and then we're right back into some lows. But I like these types of consolidations and breaks much better than I like the ones where you're just guessing at those bottoms. Or you just buy the stuff that's strong. right, and not have to worry about these weak names on the dip. So a lot to cover. I know we keep the questions coming, keep the super chats coming. We still have a bunch of time to get to, and I will confirm that it looks very pastry heavy. Again, I only grabbed one of the quiche, and then these are just like, it's not even sauce. These are actual, just like hot dogs. It's just straight up hot dog.
I mean, I tried to tell you about the quiche. You know.
No, it is what it is. I grabbed one.
No, I grabbed
I'm
one
gonna eat
too.
it.
I
It
grabbed
tastes good. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I grabbed the same thing over
It's
here.
just,
so.
you know.
All right. Well, you know,
Yeah.
beggars
Well,
can't be choosers. I mean, it's going to be tasty.
It tastes good. So.
There's no doubt about that. But that actually, the breakfasts around here, actually, I don't know, nothing to really. We poke fun at some of the stuff here, but honestly, I mean, you know, it's just catered food and it's kind of mass produced, so it's pretty good considering. You know, how hard we seem to be on it most times. But okay, 850 guys, as Neil said, man, you can keep throwing some stuff at us, but a lot to get through. We have the rundown, we have, you know, oil moving around, silver to the upside as well. There today, Bitcoin trying to hold 80,000. So, you know, whether or not you're in some of these tech names or you want to talk banks or whatever you want to talk, earnings today, we have ARM that just came out yesterday. And let me see, what is ARM doing right now? I'm interested in this stock. I want to buy it, but I don't think it's going to go too much lower than where we are right now. So let's watch out for 214, 215 as that low right here. And we'll just see. This is a name where I'd really like, and we're going to talk about ARM, so I don't want to kill this one too much, but I just think that, like, you know, if it starts to base out, I think the buyers come back into this name. So we'll wait to see what happens with ARM here today. And just because we think one way, we have to wait to see how the market reacts. I think that's something that's really, really been happy. Yeah, there's Adam James. Farm-raised tilapia hot dogs for everyone. Yeah, maybe. That's quite possible. Well, I don't know. Hopefully they don't. If these hot dogs taste tilapia-like, I'm honestly,
That'd be a problem.
That would be a problem there. So. Yeah. All good.
Well, another one here. We got one from, there's a new super chat, RDGM. Again, the Canadian dollars. Hey, we got some Canadians watching today. Okay, what is this thing?
TerraWolf? TerraWolf is a nice stock.
Innovatum.
WULF.
Not going to pretend to know it, but you know what? You send us a super chat. We'll look it up. I can tell you it's not doing any volume. It's up 1% and doing absolutely no volume. Why are we looking at this stock here? Terra Innovatum, did they report? No, don't have any news on it. I'm not really seeing a story on it. There was a story on this on Monday. So they expanded their U.S. presence on Monday, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you because it's not moving today. It doesn't really have a catalyst. Maybe you've got a stock which is basing out and somebody knows something at $4. And what space are they in here? Looks like they're... Excuse me there. I don't even get a float on the stock. It doesn't tell me the float here on these guys. 500 million market cap. Okay, they're in the energy adjacent space, so that's good. That's in the right spot. It's got some decent comps when I look at the board. But I don't really know anything about it and it's not doing volume. But thanks for the super chat though. We appreciate you.
It's always good to have some names floating around there. So all right, let's go back over to the desk.
McDonald's coming back in a hurry right now, guys. Just keep in mind the earnings call on right now. CEO making some comments about China. CEO making some comments about their, what is it called? Their extra value menu. The performance since changes were introduced a couple of weeks ago, this is all quote, changes were introduced a couple of weeks ago are in line with our expectations, and China expect macroeconomic pressures to persist. So earnings report for McDonald's was good, but just be aware. They're sounding a little cautious here on the call.
And they've been I feel like they've been on the back foot ever since the GLP-1, kind of craze with people's preferences and habits changing, looking for a bit more of a healthier lifestyle. We also saw Coke got hit on that as well about a year back. But I was watching this morning on a news program. It looks like they're doing quite well in China. And as I read the report here, they also maintained a strong presence in both France, Germany, Australia, Japan, contributing to solid growth. But when you look at U.S. comps, same sort of sales, about 3.9%. Customers spending a bit more. The ticket item increased by 3.9%. U.S. comps for stores that were already open, Brendo, for a year or more, up 3.8%. So not bad numbers. Perhaps maybe some concerns about margins as the oil prices obviously remain high, and that gets passed on to food.
There were some hints at some possible price cuts coming through as well for McDonald's in certain areas in the U.S. They were kind of floating that idea. I was reading this morning And then there was an interesting take from an analyst suggesting that that was actually not a reflection of the strength of the overall economy or the consumer. We've talked about the K-shaped, recovery or K-shaped continuation of the economy in the U.S. continuing here with, McDonald's is kind of maybe stuck in the middle to the lower end of that, so maybe not affecting it.
Well, I like that approach. Probably not great for shareholders or margins, but when you look at PR and with the cost of living crisis and who their target demographic specifically is,
honest,
it makes a lot of sense to do that so you don't lose a lot of customers.
Yeah. So again, the comment coming from the CEO on both the China side of things and some underperformance of certain aspects of a revamp of their menu. We're starting to bounce a little bit here, but I mean, this, if you zoom out on McDonald's, guys, this thing has done nothing for the entire year.
It doesn't move a heck of a lot. And, what they need is the new McQuiche, right? And then I could.
Yeah, I think they do have that, or the McHot Dog.
I could be the McHot Dog. I could be the CEO, and then I'm saying we've got the new thing. It's the McHot Dog. It's absolutely delicious.
McHot Dog might be
fantastic. And just to prove how much I love it, absolutely scrumptious. Did you see that healthy bite?
You should definitely be a spokesperson.
Healthy bite that we took. Like that was it was an abject fail when they did that. The CEO bungled that taste test for sure. And look, it is like Brendan said, this is not. It's not the kind of stock which is usually going to excite you. That being said, if you're looking for something which gives you a bit of like a heartbeat with some obvious support levels that get held up, if it loses 280, then 240 would seem like a pretty solid place to go. Like if you pull it up on even a higher time frame here, maybe let's go monthly on this because. Again, it doesn't move very much. Like you pull it up on a higher time frame, and we talk about that heartbeat. Like, look where the support has been on that higher time frame the last couple of years, and now you're cresting the 50. Not cresting. You're hitting the 50-period moving average on that monthly chart. So this is a pretty key price area. If it does not hold on to this month and wick that, then you are breaking a long uptrend on the monthly. Of course, it being a monthly chart, then you probably are waiting till next month to make a decision. But that would be a reason for me to say, yeah, maybe you got to wait this one out, see if it's still holding on to that support. And if it can, then you just resume the channel. But man, like this has been holding above, like how far does that go back? Like there was a tick underneath the 200 period on the monthly, and that's in 2015. And then you've got 2020 where it kind of ticked underneath that, and then you probably have to go even further back. Like, I wonder how this looks on a 3-month chart. Like, these are some long trends that could get broken here. Now, if you pull it on a 3-month, then if it loses that support, maybe you look to the 50 period on a 3-month chart down at like 205. But I'm surprised. Wow, that's a major support level that could get taken out here on on McDonald's this month. Yuck.
Yeah, it just turned red right now, like just in front of our face. It just started to really tank right there. So call probably on right now or whatever with McDonald's. But yeah, just right into those levels, again. So watch out now. This goes back quite a while. If you do get that break, I think a 250 is probably incoming. So not looking good here for MCD as we kick down just a little bit lower. Health cautious. Again, it's gonna lead the way. They've tried the dollar menu. They've tried like different value menu plays. It doesn't seem to be working out right now. I remember getting out. I used to own some of this. I remember getting out a while ago on MCD. So I was actually really surprised to see this move. Many other names. We did some. We used to talk about Wendy's a lot during the meme craze time as well. But I was just going to show you there's a lot of this happening. Wow. Okay. Okay, Wendy's, all right, was not really,
like Wendy's.
was not even expecting this at all. This is a pretty big, this is not nice right there. You know which one I think was working and maybe wrong again, Yum Brands used to be good. This is the Taco Bell, the KFC side of things too. Let's just check this out as well. Yeah, we saw Chipotle come through. Didn't get anybody too excited on their report, but Yum is good. Yum C might be better. Yum C is the China wing of this as well. But yeah, it looks like the sort of the fast food spots not really enjoying the latest market move higher right there. But okay, it's 8:58. Like we said, man, our our watch list is packed today.
It's a busy one.
Not only with earnings names, but with, and then we have, news coming here. Oh, there we go. Increase, higher costs. Yeah, exactly. There we go, right? I mean, we sort of talked about that. And with the price of oil getting there, it's going to cost more for them to ship their product to the different locations that they have. And then supply restraints there again, and, it seems to be not stopping. So we'll get that back though for McDonald's. I think it's probably going to be a dip by opportunity for sure. A strong American brand name. And with tons of locations, so they'll get it figured out. But for right now,
Wendy's though.
I know that was crazy, right? I don't even mind Wendy's.
No, I like a Frosty every now and then. I had no idea it was that bad for Wendy's. But in the chat, someone's saying they're closing a lot of stores there, which I suppose makes a little bit of sense. Randy's in the house. And, it's 9 o'clock, so how about this? We'll go up to this. We have to get into the watch list. We'll put Randy on the spot by throwing the camera back right now and get him.
There he is. Everyone can see. Everyone loves him.
Oh, no. Let's try it.
Right there. All right, guys. 333.86 is where we closed out yesterday on the SPY. We're already up 0.1% higher than that, up into 735.25. So it is a blue sky setup, guys. I think we did have a higher print overnight. The overnight high is 735.93. So essentially 736 resistance. We're just going to say that $10 area, 740 is our level 1 because we've been ripping up. Why stop now? We're going to look to 730, Brendo. $5 lower than we are right now as support.
If you haven't done so yet, make sure you grab this. Absolutely free every single morning. We send it out before we come on at 8 o'clock. If you have not done so, description below has the link for you to get to that website. And then all you need is your email address. Still some earnings to get through. More to come tonight as well. We'll talk about ARM here to kick things off. Facing questions over AI CPU niche erosion. Interesting take.
Absolutely. I thought we were doing something completely different here. Sorry, Brenda.
No worries.
All right. So ARM demand saw huge demand for its AI chip platform doubling from $1 billion last year to $2 billion. So that's a huge move, and it's all being credited to the hyperscalers and enterprise interest. Despite the demand jump, the company kept guidance unchanged, though, because supply capacity for wafers, for packaging, the testing, all does remain constrained. Revenue rose a healthy 20% year over year, up to $1.5 billion. EPS coming in at 60 pennies, beating the 58 expected by analysts. Data center royalty more than doubled year over year, kind of reinforcing that long-term picture.
Best part is we're giving back yesterday on daily chart, guys.
Oh no, yesterday. We're going to lose only yesterday. Well, you know what? The ARM analysis and the rundown is going to be brought to you by Gemini. Because, hey, you think you know where Bitcoin is going to close this week? Or who's going to win in 2028? How GDP is going to look? Well, don't argue about it and trade it. Gemini Predictions is a yes or no markets on crypto, commodities, politics, sports, and more. They've got 15-minute and 5-minute crypto markets so you can trade the action in real time. Set your amount, see those odds, get paid when you're right. Head to Gemini.com/TraderTV or scan the QR code you see in front of you to browse their contracts and start trading now. Maybe you can look at whether or not Arsenal will come through in the Champions League. I'm sure Sharif would be interested in that for sure. He hears Arsenal, the head pops up for a second there. No, ARM, you know what? It was a good quarter, the growth good. I think when we talk about the new chip business, they're going to start building their own chips. That's something that they mention is a huge future push. And there's at least some of the recent rally that could possibly be attributed to that announcement. So look what you had done going into earnings, right? You broke a very, very long consolidation with a 180 top here. Right? Like it was 180 over and over again, and every time it would get back underneath $100, that'd be a buy zone. And so anything that consolidates above that, which it already has, is a good sign. So some profit taking coming into ARM. Remember, they were up 13% in sympathy to AMD. So when we talk about it losing yesterday's move, well, that gap up, like if you take out AMD and just sort of look at it at the close from the prior day, like you're still up about 5% from there. So there's a little bit of perspective that has to be put in place, I think. If we were to lose that level, like the 05 to 200 level, I'd be a little bit more concerned with ARM. It's not the chip name that I want to trade earnings today. If we're going to look weak, we like NVIDIA. We've already talked about that a little bit. But if I'm looking at something which looks relatively weak, you got down 3% in an obvious level sitting here on Intel, where it had support, and then it's already been resistant once in the pre-market at about 110.5. So that gives an area to look short off of here for Intel. But I think ARM is just in a settle down mode. Kind of look back 2 days to that pre-AMD earnings spike, and you've got a little bit of theoretical support, 200 to 205 there in ARM, where I would consider that's where it's lost the bid post-earnings, given how far it had already run. Great company. I'm looking to get some shares back in. I sold some in the afternoon going in, only 10%, and I want to buy them back. I mean, in a perfect world, it's not going to happen. In a perfect world, you get to 50 period. It's not going to happen. Maybe it settles at the 180, but I'm thinking the 200 area is going to be that spot, more likely than not.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying the same thing. I already have a bid down there at 200, so we'll see if it wants to really make a move back in. I mean, if this thing goes SSR, we could actually come into that level. I don't. It's possible. I think it's unlikely, but possible to get that. So if it does happen, yeah, I do want to dip down into ARM. I mean, I do like everything that they're doing. I like the switch over. We talked about sort of, getting into that AI chip space. So yeah, I really like ARM, and I just think we don't have NVIDIA on there. Okay, good. So this is the one for me. I mean, trying to get to all-time highs again, looks like it does want to try to break through this 210 area. And if that does happen, thank you, Neil and Randy there for the coffee. If it does get back into those levels, I think we want to buy NVIDIA. So for me today, the sticky notes are, did I put it out yet? I mean, I think I did. I don't have any of those names on here today. And yesterday we did trade a little bit of AMD. And we could have a look there as well today. This name, looks like it wants to get a little lower there off of a monster rally. So I think you just chill out day maybe on the chip names for now until we get more of a direction. So I'm not in love with any of these names. Like normally I'll have 2 or 3 of them on the sticky note. We've had Intel and NVIDIA on there the last couple of days, but I think today is just going to be more of a chilled out day. So, I really like the ARM trade. I think there's a lot of opportunity there. And just something that we saw yesterday that I brought, hopefully to attention was SoftBank. And I mean, this name, this is not happening right now, but SoftBank's had such there's a split there, had a nice epic move from the lows. SoftBank, again, the big investing hub there. $11 up to 20, so we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening there with SoftBank, and we'll see if that can get going again. We just have some bad wicks and everything, so I zoomed in, but SFTBY is still a big holder there of ARM, so we'll see what's going on there with, was it Machiosa's son, and some of his money getting thrown around there. So anyways, SoftBank, interesting to look at there if you're looking somewhere else in maybe in the pink sheet today, SFTBY.
Tesla back downside right now, but we just took out 406 and then failed. So we are still up significantly on the morning. Positive China numbers finally, which is good to see for Tesla. We gave up 402 going back 2 days ago, tested 402, and then it was just straight downside the entire morning. Got there again late in the day yesterday, but finally maybe an uptick here for the first time in a long time.
It's looking good. Separately, just before we get to Tesla headline, did you see Anthropic buying all that compute off SpaceX now, but it's XAI.
Yeah.
He built that whole thing, doesn't have the user demand for Grok, so you might as well lease it out to somebody. And we know that they were basically slowing down their service because they just didn't have compute.
And somebody posted, as soon as that headline came out yesterday, somebody posted the uptick that people will get in credits or credit usage, and it was like 3x instantly. Overnight, essentially, that you're going to be able to access. So it's great, yeah.
A lot of compute there, good compute too, a lot of Blackwell servers. All right, let's get to the the Tesla headline, guys. Out of China, EV sales rising 36% year over year. They're a little bit shy than 80,000 units. That would also be the 6th straight month of gains, suggesting possible demand stabilization for Tesla in China. We'll have to wait and see. The April figure was also up 7.2% month over month. That was helped by stronger deliveries of the Model 3, the Model Y. We also know the Model Y long range, L, the extended size model, very popular in China. They like that 3-row. The data matters, though, because Tesla's been battling severe competitive pressure from lower cost Chinese EVs while also losing share in Europe. So we'll have to see if that kind of demand stabilization on both Europe and China continues.
Been a while, guys, since we've been up here. That's for sure for Tesla.
That's nice.
Well, it hasn't been that. We actually were here a couple weeks ago. It's not that long ago. I haven't zoomed out far enough. I moved this to a 30-minute just so you can have a better look at up here. And the reason why, despite the fact that it's a 400, like you finally held over $400, I think it's more of a dip buy situation because you still have a little bit of overhead resistance. So anything like breaking out today has this overhead resistance at 409. So we finally, here, I just like the 15 better. It doesn't really matter. It's just my preference. But look, you failed 400, get to almost 400 pullback, fail 400 abjectly, and then yesterday was able to close holding the top end of the range. All the while not losing support at 380, so a good consolidation break. So pull back into prior highs is the name of the game. I've waited till Tesla was doing this, so 400 to 402 is the first look for me. It closed at about 99, so as long as it doesn't lose that, I'm only looking for longs on Tesla today.
Yeah, so here's my trade from yesterday on Tesla. So first of all, we take it when it breaks through 392 because we were like, oh my gosh, this stock was going parabolic. I just wanted to show you the trade, and I'll show you the chart from yesterday. Came back in, we bought the 50-period moving average. I like to do that. And then these were actually some sells, I think, in there. We must have been a little bit longer from before. It looked like it was trying to break, holds VWAP, and then it just blasted the high side, and we're able to get out right there at the end of the day. That's not even at the end of the day, so I think there must have been more trading happening there in Tesla. But up to $400 again there by 1 o'clock. So, all right, I just wanted to show you that because yesterday we were all over this name, and I think I think it was my number one stock yesterday there. So if we just zoom out, this is kind of what we saw early. It just started to go, and there's the dip buy opportunities right into there. Once it broke that 392, which is right into there, that's where you saw my first take. There was the second takes, and then bouncing off VWAP all the way to end the day in and around that $400 mark before pulling back into the close, and then boom. So now that you've cleared that high side, and I just say my bad because I actually forgot to send this, but it's out now. I have it as the number one trade idea here today. $400 looking strong at those China sales as we just discovered there. Let's see if we can find a bottom. So I don't think it has to be rocket science. The link is in the description. Let's just wait. I mean, right now it looks like 405 is the bottom, but hey, man, we can't make that judgment call. I mean, yesterday right there, right off the open, we actually dipped down into 384. And then just ripped up to 401 by the end of the day. So despite it having this trajectory early, it can change pace and direction real quick. So we know we want to get the long. It's broken above a key level of $400. I only wrote down 400 because it's $400. Like if we can get something at 401 and that's where it starts to base, then fine. I feel like the 200 period moving average is too close right now. If we do get that arm dip and we do get some market pullbacks today, this 200 period is not really going to mean anything. Like yesterday, it ripped through it, came back in, took it out again. So we use that more for the end of the day. But for right now, 403 could be a buy zone, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait for 401 to 400. So let's wait to see if Tesla can get going again. It's one of the top day trading stocks around. There's TSLA. We hear from Joe as well. So if you're looking for that name, you can potentially get it. Some of you are asking, like, I haven't wrote down TQQs in a minute. And that's just because, I mean, you could see what's happening with the stock right now. Every time I think about a trade, it always seems to be like short because we run into some levels. And then like yesterday, I was on this name short right here. And I thought it was good. We actually didn't even short it until about 10:30. And then it was like, nope. And it just ripped right back up to the upside. So early we can get on the NASDAQ. But there's just been so many names that have been running, like looking at Amazon, looking at Google, Apple, like all of them. And then the AMD and the Intel. I'm trying to be a little more, chilled out with what we're doing here on the futures until we get almost to trade the futures. This is going to sound kind of crazy, but I almost like it when it is a little more choppy like this, so that we can keep playing the tops and maybe playing the bottoms again. When it starts to run, it becomes difficult, but that doesn't mean that you can't trade it. There's a great opportunity there as well on the 200 period. So I think that's just kind of what we'll do. I'm going to look a little bit lower here today, 69.50. This is why I have the 200 period written down here on the 5-minute chart. It's just to give us a little bit of a direction there. If it does pull back in, where could we possibly find some support? So today, I just don't think we're there. Like, we've been so far away from this, right? Like, so there hasn't really been anything other than upside in the NASDAQ. So we'll have to wait. Yesterday was up 2%, right? So hard to short a name when it's going like this, but we'll see what happens with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ. We'll be right back on the futures. It just needs to have a dramatic move in one direction so we can play the reversion. That's how I like to do it with the TQQs.
Dramatic like Datadog right now.
Yeah, is that what's next? Yeah, let's go to Datadog, man. Was it still up 30? Oh, now up 30%.
30%.
Okay, what's up with Datadog?
I just took out 190. A bit of a pullback right now, but yeah, unreal. That's a 15-minute chart. There's one red candle. Unreal. Huge move. Yeah. No, it was monstrous. Absolutely monstrous.
I mean, listen to this. I mean, their full year EPS, they were guiding previously $1.80. And this is not a small increase here. Now they're guiding 236 to 244. So that's a huge increase in revenue and a lot of profitability and margin expansion. And they have this Fed ramp up coming up, authorization. That basically allows them to handle all the government's most sensitive, unclassified data. And that's very sticky revenue there. So good luck for them. But here's what we did on the current quarter, 60 penny EPS versus the 51 expected, with revenue rising 32% year over year, up to $1 billion. Again, that beats the expectations of the street, which was looking for $960 million. Adjusted operating income, $233 million. And the Q2 revenue guide, not the EPS that I just mentioned, the Q2 revenue guide, 1.07 to 1.08. That beats the 994 expected. Nothing bad here.
Unreal. Yeah, I mean, I'm not only filling a gap, but then some. We're way up here this morning on this daily chart. Like, unreal, like $200. Incoming, guys, for Datadog.
Oh, it's a huge move, and like you can point to the guide, you can point to anything you want on the report. When you're talking about 30% on a name like this, it defies expectations. And then you look at it, it's like, oh, well, in November it did a similar move. This one is 146 to almost 190, but it did a 155 to 200 in 3 days, mind you. But it's what happened after that, and a different market in November. That's certainly true. It does suggest that there's a little bit more room on this, as crazy as that sounds, in the 200. But I would temper that. Half the reason for looking at dip buys is, when the market's at the highs, I feel like you always get some profit taking on names like this. And when you see something that far, my suspicion is there's going to be some profit takers looking at all the same things. I just want to point out that USO is catching a small bid here. I'll stay on the 15 because that's where I am. But just caught a bit of a bid. You had Iran sort of coming out saying they still control the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so what else is new? But that is popping to a small extent. I mean, it's not a huge move up, but we've come a couple of dollars off of the lows here in USO, possibly putting a small strain on the market. Datadog, I wouldn't chase that up here. When you zoom out, it did this same move in November, and it's just getting back to those levels. So it's a little bit extended. For my taste.
And I also don't like the fact that their margins, although it was very, very small, about 1% below what they expected. I mean, but they have, it's crazy, 80% margin. Like, it's absolutely insane. And then their revenue, recurring revenue, they have, their customers grew by 21%. So when you have customers coming to you and you have a margin of 80%, that's what's going to sort of keep this train going, right? So Datadog, like, wow. No dog here. This name is biting, that is for sure. But I would say that with margin compression a little bit, and it's crazy that I'm saying this, like 80.7 versus 80. I mean, that 80.7 is just, estimates. So that's how accurate. This is why I say to you guys, like, these analysts that know the stock, like, how do you guess 80.7 and it comes in at 80, like for a company like Datadog? That's amazing coverage. So anyways, we'll see what happens. I would think it's a sell around that $200 mark, but been wrong before. This looks like this is probably an earnings day right here, right? So they've already sort of got upside, and if this is it, I can go double check. This would be November 6th. So huge move up, kept going a couple days, and then whoosh to the downside. I don't even know what would have cratered that like that right there. But, we do get a little bit nervous. Software as a service continues to get hit here a little bit. So we're nervous for some of these names. But Datadog today, has that other side of the business. So we'll wait to see what winds up happening. Recurring revenues higher, more customers, smaller margins. But we like Datadog there today. Hard, as Neil said, to buy something up 30%. But if we're going to talk about a day trade, 175, we look at key psychological levels, especially when you get people playing options. There could be something around 175. See if they push it back into there, only to buy it back up for 0 days. So we'll see there. Datadog, 175, maybe some interest there. But sell at 200, I don't think you'd be upset.
Yeah, that's a big one.
All right, let's continue along. A couple more things to understand this morning before we get going. Keep in mind there is a little bit more Data coming out at 10 o'clock this morning as well. We'll get to that in a sec. But I wanted to mention Dash here. The move itself, not really reflected on that. But if you look at where we were this morning, 196 versus going back out to that higher time frame, which is essentially in this no man's land on this chart, we're already back below that resistance level once again.
Absolutely.
Despite, I mean, again, a decent report here for Dash.
Yeah, it was a good report, Brando, and a lot of new stuff coming in here. Not the same old, you know, those little autonomous robots that deliver. Well, there's this called DOT. And now it's kind of, management revealed on the call, it's handling mid to single digit percentages of orders in select hardened urban markets. Seen some stuff done to those bad boys in LA specifically, Brendo. Good people in LA.
Hardened?
I don't know why they're calling it that. U.S. grocery and retail also attracted new to platform consumers this quarter, more than any other previous quarter in the company's history. So trying to diversify just away from being a one-trick pony. There's also $50 million that they put back in their drivers' pockets for the increased cost in gas. So you think that would eat into margins. Not so. They were able to find more cost efficiencies to keep EBITDA the same. So I like that. And then last but not least, we got to talk about agents, agentic AI, Brando. And Dash, yeah, they're definitely getting into this as well. They're committed to agentic ordering experience, but it's going to go beyond the basic chatbots. The plan is here for AI agents that autonomously discover items. Do you want your AI agent discovering food for you? I'm a little bit in the middle there. Maybe new experiences, but maybe I don't like it.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about agents being just given access to your credit card blindly in the first place to just go shop for you. I don't know if we're there yet, but anyways.
I just want to shout out Casey526 as well for the $5 super chat for the morning note. Thank you very much, Casey. Appreciate that.
Much appreciated. 190, guys. Definitely a pivot here.
Agreed there. You know, if they have to continue doing this, I will call it relief or assistance to the drivers, they put in that $50 million, you could worry that maybe that's something that would have to be ongoing and that could further potentially cut into margins, but it doesn't seem like it was that big of a problem here. So I think that would be the one possible negative. I would also say, like, this, it has a setup that is appealing on the weekly, but not necessarily for me today. It's got pretty low volume, 400,000 pre-market. The spread right now is $1.70 or $1.60 on the stock. That's crazy. But if you look at the downtrend on the weekly chart, you broke it out just a few weeks ago. And so all you need to do is, this is earnings week, hold on to, which it like we're trading at 180 right now on the move up, right? So you're trading up here. There's almost no chance that we're not holding this consolidation at the end of the week. And the next week, it's like a continuation breakout, I think, for DoorDash. So yeah, trend broke last month, and now you're getting earnings, which are all pretty strong here. It's been not a good downtrend. I like the fact that a prior support level also gives you the base of the consolidation. So I think more of a next week kind of play for a continuation swing than it is a day trade here, where it's pulling back on incredibly light volume, reasonably speaking. So yeah, it's a pass on the day trade, but yeah, I like that daily chart forming up.
Like, we recently found out that if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get DoorDash for free. So we downloaded Dash, and I opened it up, and I've been Uber for the whole time, and it's the exact same app. So with drivers, I don't think it's interesting to talk about the AI side of it as well. And if DoorDash is going to try to become a little bit more efficient, with some of these delivery drones and robots and all that kind of stuff, hey man, maybe there is a little bit of upside here in DoorDash. We've seen it obviously come off of that 290 level, so down quite a bit into 140, right? That's cut in half. So we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening here. But 190, good little level there for DoorDash. As Brendan said, it looks like it is going to be a pivot. But hey man, I like the app, I like the stock. And as I said, I'm not a huge fan of Uber right now, so I can't really say I'm trying to get behind DoorDash, but I think people like convenience, right? And if it can become a little more convenient with these deliveries and on time and everything like that, I think DoorDash can compete and win. Up 8%. I don't know if I'd like to buy it there. Let's see if it can come back in and hold the 50-period moving average again of 170. So that's something to look at for me down here on DoorDash, 170, see if it works out. Hey, look, man, we just talked about what margins can do to a company. Hopefully if they can sort of cut out, and I don't want, like, you know, I know this is talking jobs again, but we've seen many different companies go back and forth with job cuts. If DoorDash can get a little bit more efficient by sort of cutting out maybe some of the drivers, I think that helps them. So up 7% there, DoorDash today. I like the stock, but I like it a little bit better down near that 170 mark. So, all right. Oh, here's another name. As you said, we do get some back and forth plays here. This is in the tech space. So we talked about McDonald's today. We've seen some ARM moves, and here comes Fastly, a name that we always get questioned on. It had an epic run over the last couple weeks, right? And so let's go find out what winds up happening sometimes. And this is why we say it all the time. You know, you get runners that keep on running. That there's 100% true about that. But exactly, Neil knew where I was going with that. Sometimes it is about ringing the register. Easy to say when you're going to look at this next chart, but sometimes it comes up to key levels, and it's like, okay. I mean, it's why, honestly, you know, at 100, at 90, I took some out of AMD yesterday. Doesn't mean you think the stock's going down. It's just like, okay, that's been a huge move. Let's regroup, and that way take a little bit off. And hey, just don't take it all off.
Exactly. It's the same reason I sold tomorrow. Sometimes you look like a genius. Other times it sucks. But you know what? If it's on the way up in a parabolic mover, you didn't lose, and then you have money to buy the dip.
Think about like why you're in the game. I mean, you're in the game to make money. You get an opportunity to make the money. So sometimes it's worth taking the money.
Yes.
But hey, man, again, this is just depending on your investment portfolio and your strategy, right? Everybody has many different ideas out there, and it's like I remember the podcast. I said to Brendan, like, we should never sell anything, and that was like Google was probably $100 at that time. NVIDIA hadn't even split at that time. So it's like all these things continue to be true. The best companies continue to catch tailwinds. Nothing right now on the imbalances. I mean, we do see silver here coming as a small sell, but that's always been there, right? The ARCA ones. It's just the NASDAQ ones that just got highlighted. So it's IBIT right there coming with a bit of a sell just to see what that's doing, ticking back into 45 and change right now. But there's nothing else. I was saying, I have a friend of mine that was talking to me about this TeraWulf for a minute, and it was back down into here because it was during just one of our tournaments in hockey, so it was March, April, and oh boy, was he dead on with that call. TeraWulf continues to go higher as well. And one other play, I think this could be a Datadog play as well, Snowflake.
Yeah, this was 9. Well, it was.
Yeah, so this was not a report, I don't believe, and there goes Snowflake. Shooting the upside on better reports. They're similar business to that of Datadog. So, okay, let's go back over the desk and find out more about Fastly as we just sort of tease that name.
NVO coming back in a little bit, had a decent move, $2 or so to the upside there on in the pre-market here this morning. Amazon announcing today they're going to stock NVO's Ozempic pill on the website pharmacy for NVO, so pretty good news. For them. But yeah, I mean, Fastly is just unreal. If you look at a daily chart first, like disregard what's happening here this morning, $32, we're back down here, essentially, right back to the bottom end of the range. Like 3-4 days, just absolutely destroyed.
Just before we go to Fastly, I just want to comment on the NVO.
Yeah.
Have you, CNBC's constantly running these row ads with Charles Barkley and Serena Williams, and there's other like big stars, and that they're all using Rose products, whether it's GLP-1s. And this is not a public company, but you feel like, you know, they're making Novo, Lilly, as well as others, kind of making these relationships everywhere with different companies trying to get their brand to market. So interesting look there. They're taking a multi-channel approach.
Widespread,
Brendo. Yeah, that's a very interesting topic over here. All right, guys, let's do a little talk about Fastly. This thing's up 210% in the last year, so a 29% drop, as Sean was mentioning, needs to be viewed in that context. But there was a good beat here on revenue, but when you look at security revenue, and that's the primary engine for the high-margin agentic AI traffic, that came in light, about $2 million light, $34.9 million. That missed the $36.9 million expected. But there is a profitable pivot here, a significant earnings beat of 13 cents per share versus the 9 expected. That's a massive swing from the 5-penny loss that they had last year on the quarter. And last but not least, Brendo, they did raise their full year 2026 outlook across the board. They're projecting $725 million in revenue and 33 pennies EPS. However, given how much this has moved, the market viewed those numbers beat and all as a little too conservative.
All right, I on Q with a little bit of a move here. I don't see anything on that. A couple people mentioning Ford as well. Huge couple of days here for Ford back to the upside. GM following suit a little bit on the car side of things. Randy's been floating around here this morning talking about
See that?
his love for Porsche.
But did you hear the price he was talking about? So this is not the Macan. This is the whatever. What's the other one called?
Cayenne.
The Cayenne.
Yeah.
The Cayenne EV. Brendo, the starting price is 165,000 Canadian.
Welcome to Canada.
What percentage of people are going to pay that?
Yeah, welcome to Canada.
Yeah.
Randy will, probably. Anyways.
Oh man, Randy buys used diesel trucks. He tells me all the time. He doesn't want to pay that sticker price either. We were just talking about Charles Barkley and Venus Williams and all that, and just some of these athletes now taking the money to start advertising for these companies. I think it's, as Sharif said, different multi-channel approaches. I think it's great. And we were talking about how dominant Shaquille O'Neal was back in the day. I said, if Shaq ever gets on Ozempic or something like that, I mean, this guy, he's already such a, like, I couldn't even imagine what he might look like.
We just had some dips. Well,
we didn't even talk about Fastly here, did we?
Well, I don't know. I'm not trading Fastly today. We'll definitely talk about Fastly. We only have 20 seconds to go. Like 30 seconds ago, or maybe just a little bit longer than that, NVIDIA with a dip. Looks like it might want to come back and test some prior support. 206 half the first level I'm looking at. Tesla already broke out. So, yeah, well, I wanted the dip into 400, but Tesla just hit the highs. Now up 2% as we ring the bell on this Thursday. Lot to cover, lot to get into as Tesla already.
Tesla's at 410 already.
Yeah, Tesla already made a move up. Just wanted to mention Intel here. That also popped going into the open. So Intel looking strong again.
Boy.
Probably AMD as well. AMD load, PC load.
I don't want to get FOMO here, but yeah, there's Tesla just touched 410. So I kind of jumped the gun there. It was at 409, and then I was like, oh, I better watch out for that 410 area. But huge move up there for Tesla as it gets going. And we said that, like, watch out because we like the long, but you gotta, sort of respect the early move and then see if you can get a pullback in. Right now that the early move is higher, we're afraid of Tesla because the early move could have been lower there. So we just want to make sure that, the China sales and everybody's still liking Tesla. They loved it yesterday. It's on like a 5 or 6 day winning streak. Right now, I know there's a red candle there, but, it's starting to go back to the upside right now, Tesla. So that's definitely on our mind. And then we have brand new all-time highs today. I mean, I don't think it's going to be happening to too many names, but there it is today with Apple. It just ticked out to 290 right there and is falling back in. So we like to alert people to that trade because Apple at all-time highs definitely should get some new money coming into it. And then the other one I want to look at there, we did have that imbalance. So let's just check out what's happening with silver. Silver's coming back in a little bit as well right now. So these are the names that we're looking for. And then the one that we didn't talk about, you mentioned IGV with some of these names, and it was brought to our attention in the chat today too, that Palantir might be trying to get back to the upside. So there's 2.5% on Palantir. We had a good number from Fortinet.
Fortinet was
so that was spiking PanW, CrowdStrike.
20 points. Look, Palantir's going up in the IGV. Oracle, which was also strong, other direction here. It looks like it lost VWAP and heading lower. So that's not looking nearly as good. Tesla.
I mean, who wants some Google on sale right now?
Whoops. Oh, come on, chart. All right, I'm just going to show Tesla this way. Will that like...
Tesla, you're not trying to
No,
check
it's
it
now
in New Zealand?
holding this 410. And even a pullback, thinking that you could just get picked up on a little bit of a snapback hasn't happened. Okay, there we go. Now that's loaded. So you're going to have to be patient. I do like SLV today for a long, but that was down. It was either pre-market lows if we're not holding VWAP or 71.7, and there's no convincing hold of the volume-weighted average price yet. So we're going to be patient with silver. It's up a lot, or SLV. It is up a lot today, so don't want to be jumping in way too early when the Nasdaq's barely moved. Outside of NVIDIA and Tesla, I mean, it's not like anything's...
Yeah, Google's going not crazy. I mean, the word.
Well, that's down.
You threw crazy in there, but it broke through 400. It went to 397 right here. So Google's catching the sell vibe right now in the market. So I'm not too sure why that is right now. So let's see if that can base out. I mean, we'd definitely like to come back and have a quick look at Google if there is a play there. I'm still watching Apple. Apple looks like it does want to take down that 290. I am debating just hitting that if we do go long. I mean, we can even take it right through right now. It looks like here comes 290 right back in for Apple. So I think we could probably take that a little bit here if it goes, and we'll see for that breakout. It just bounced off of it again. So playing a little bit of a pullback, I wouldn't mind that either. Let's put a bid down here at 289 in case it does sort of crater just a little bit. We'll buy it off of VWAP down there at basically two. I'm going to try right at the 50 period, 289.25s or so. We'll see if we can get something. But I also don't mind a little bit of a punch through there on 290. So if that does, okay, there we go. We get the dip buy there. Now we'll see if it wants to go up. We are long right now on Apple. We'll take a little bit out. Here we go. Take a little bit out at 60. We're long at 25s. We were just sitting there at that marker. So we'll take that long. Now we'll wait to see if it does want to bust through here. Apple trying to get through 290. I'll take a little bit of a piece if it does break through there.
Apple getting going, and we got the hold of NVIDIA's holding, but also SLV holding that VWAP. So we get a bottoming tail candle, a little bit of a break of the trend line to the upside. The Nasdaq's picking up a little bit too, so it's the market going higher here as we try to get back into the top here. I'll just quickly show you the Nasdaq this way. I'm on the offer. Fill me. Okay, I'll move a cent if we have to. So we're just trying to get filled in the offer of silver, and it doesn't want to tick up there. But the Nasdaq is catching a little bit of a bid. So test of the lows, hold of VWAP, looks like we're heading higher, but there is a double top overnight and yesternight.
Yesternight? That's a good one. I like that one. Yesternight. No, but I mean, you got to come up with new things. Yesternight.
Yeah.
Yesternight.
You know what? Now I'm just going to keep saying overnight and yesternight's highs of 28.8.
Yes, there we go.
I'm just going to lean into that one because I absolutely deserve it. So I want to have targets at the highs and then try to play pullbacks on any kind of a trend. Speaking of pullbacks, if you got a pullback on Tesla, then congratulations. I don't know where it was.
Where was
I haven't seen. Well, I don't know.
Oh, 413.
If there's been a pullback in Tesla, I wouldn't consider it much of one. Tesla is an absolute
We had the fail of Apple. I'm in that trade. It does go upside through to. I mean, this is the thing. I'm supposed to go long on a break of O's, but my fill was O's, so it was 290 flat right there. So a little bit of a pullback. I guess it didn't really break it. So we were kind of lucky that we got that early fill there. I was able to take a little bit of profit, so we didn't wind up punching like a whole bunch of shares there. And I think Neil and I have talked about this. Punching long, at key levels these days really hasn't been the trade. I mean, the fact that the market does have its ups and downs does give you opportunities like this. Obviously to have filled up down there would have been pretty nice, but we're back into the money. Well, depends if we can actually get out of anything. We're back into the money now on Apple, so we'll fill out a little bit to the upside. So it's working, but we did have to average into this. So my average price right now is 289.17. Like I said, we did not punch into that much up there because we had gotten that early fill. So I'm just thankful to get that fill. But here we go again. So this happened to me yesterday, man. We made our daily goal real quick. We've got it again right now, and then we gave it up yesterday. So we got to be very, very specific and careful with what we're doing. But we do like Apple. I like Apple here, breaking through 290. It was on the note as a trade of the day. So hopefully that will get going, man. We only have 4 ideas on here. Tesla long, that's gone. Silver long, and then Palantir long. So here's PLTR right now. Let's go have a quick little look. And this was brought, Neil mentioned it to me. Some people in the chat were talking about it. Yeah, so, heads up there by the chat saying that this was starting to go. And look at that opportunity it gave you too at 9:30, right down there into the 200 period moving average. Okay, Apple, you just failed again. Come on, my guy. Let's get through now. We're at 290 one more time. I'm going to take an offer right here at 290. And there we go. So this is what I'm talking about. You take too much risk at the top, you probably stop yourself out. Instead, here we go, man. 2 times goal. We made this yesterday and gave it back. So we're just going to start to ease this out on Apple. We're long on AAPL. It was the mark that we looked for. So there it goes, upside. I'm also looking for silver long, so I got to think that's probably going to be a good one.
Only at VWAP right now, but this is what it did yesterday. Sorry, I'm also looking at NVIDIA trying to crack above the volume weighted average price. It did come into that 206 half buy zone, which is where I wanted it to hold. So I'm looking to maybe grab NVIDIA here as it holds that volume weighted average price. But I did reload SLV. Come on, hold that VWAP. Sellers just keep coming in every single time. It looks like it's going. Did reload on that volume weighted average price. As long as we hold that wick bottom, scalp to the high of the day. But the dip buy targets are, if they come in, that's like disastrous, 71.7. So playing VWAP is the alternative. Yesterday, it was a good long early. What the heck? There we go. Yesterday, it was a good long off of a wick bottom, but the VWAP trade didn't happen until right at the open. So it was like a slow grind higher into the pre-market highs. Looking like it could do a similar story. So NVIDIA, we were just mentioning, yeah, now the buyers are starting to come in here on NVIDIA. I'm going to try to pick this one up off of VWAP. Whoa.
Oh, NVIDIA buyers? I like that. I'd like to hear that.
Oh, I bid in the 80s, and it's jumping higher. Big time. The Nasdaq's not doing much, but now this one is absolutely flying here. Any of the other chip names? I'm just going to leave.
We could look. I mean, Apple's kind of doing a dance back down. I mean, I'm trying to focus on that one.
SanDisk is adjacent to the highs.
Some of these things are going to
that's pulling back.
fall at some point.
That's pulling back. Intel, I thought, was pulling back.
It was.
Intel's pulling back as well. That's when NVIDIA just caught a huge bid. Come on, pick me up. I don't think we're going to get that ticked down. Like the second it confirmed the buyer is above about 0780, now it's starting to dip back in.
Yeah, NVIDIA ran right
I'll
into
get
that
picked up
level.
on the 8.
207, is that what you like?
Well, I like the 06 half, which is, look at it 3 o'clock. It dipped into this level at 3 o'clock, and then we wicked it here. So I want to play the higher lows on NVIDIA into 210. I mean, 210 is an obvious round number to play. So if 07 half goes, you got a couple of bars closing and opening, same price, buying dips into that.
This is just about silver. So it's just Brent here, his whole account almost wrecked his whole account with silver this morning. Yeah, so watch out for those keystrokes, man. I mean, that's we talk about that all the time. If you do make if you do make a keystroke error on whatever you're trading, just sometimes take that deep breath. Don't look at your keystroke and be like, maybe that's a trade I like. Like if it's a keystroke error, whichever direction, right? Just try to maybe just get out immediately. That's like sort of our advice there. And again, everybody's going to trade it differently, but I don't think it's worth losing money on things you don't mean to lose money on. So, all right. So Google, good shout out there, Brent. Thanks for sharing that experience. As Neil and I talk about that quite often here. People make mistakes with their keystrokes and whatnot. So, all right. Good thing that we're able to get out. We still have about I'd say about 35% left, a third or so left on this trade, but all we have left is sort of these levels. So we were able to cash out there as it did break through 290. But Apple's having a problem. I mean, it's at the all-time highs right now, and maybe it's time to sell off. I'm really surprised. I thought once we took that 290, there was a good chance that it just kept on going. I'm happy to be in it. There, again, another out here on that little bump. I'm happy to be in it because it's all-time highs, and I think there is reasons for Apple to get going. We talked about sort of the China play there as well. But yeah, with this market move right now, I'm surprised Apple's not a lot higher than where we are. I just had a quick look at Google before I push back. And this name, again, a good level for Google down there at 397. It was near yesterday's close. I didn't necessarily have this on my radar, so I didn't want to push it onto this. There wasn't like a huge catalyst for me to say, man, we really want some Google today. But if there was, there's a nice little bottom there, 397. So I think we can now, even though it's only 10 minutes in, we can sort of say, okay, let's try to respect that level a little bit. If it does come back into 397, might be worth that look. I'm going to get out another piece of Apple. I mean, I'm not... I don't want this one to take a bite out of my profits, but right now this Apple trade turned from like a nice red Macintosh, a little bit sweet, to like a little bit of a sour Granny Smith right now. So Apple is coming back in. I'm going to get out if this breaks 288. I mean, down below there, it's not really. If it doesn't want to, participate, we don't need this stock anymore. We've already sort of taken some more out. We'll take some more out right here as well on Apple. So we'll average it back in and around here if it does drop in, but breaking through 288. Doesn't give me much hope anymore for that name. So we'll watch out for Apple. A little bit of a dip buy around that 288.40 if we're able to.
Yeah, I'm going to take the L on NVIDIA. I should have just scalped it for 50 cents. Didn't. Wasn't the play. Told you I wanted it going into... I did this yesterday as well, where I turned what could have been like a little bit of a scalp trade into, well, it's the open. So if I'm going to give it 50, I'm not taking any profit out until it at least breaks out into that 9 and 9.5. So... It's still higher lows. I'll take another crack at it. Maybe underneath VWAP could be a thing and just catching some business. Just looking at VWAP over and over again.
I feel like Intel's at a key level.
It is at a key level. I want to get to that in a quick little second. SLV is doing the same thing as yesterday, just very slowly grinding while holding VWAP, which is exactly what it did at the open before getting into the high. So I feel like this is just the same pattern as before. And right, if I hit enter without actually changing, then it just goes to Amex, which is not. So Intel, I was thinking the big level was here at 110.5. So the fact that it broke it out, I can't hit a sell key there because that turns into a potential buy zone. But if it wants to lose VWAP, that's a different story because then you've got a key level here at 111.80 or 111.70, something in that range. That looks a little bit better for a sell trade. There was one name that we didn't talk about, not a name, it was crypto. The only short that was looking at outside of Intel was BM&R. And you're already, with the market going strong, here's Bitcoin going lower. I won't bother to show you ETH, but BM&R was something that I wanted to fade on any pops. So with us at the lows on BTC, if this fails the high again, I might take a shot short. If you see that pop in, BM&R is one of the few shorts I was looking at today. Adara?
Yeah, there's really nothing happening right now in USO, but I just want to let you guys know I'm getting some comments suggesting that the foreign minister of Iran and the foreign minister of Pakistan held a telephone conversation on Thursday evening, I guess, their time. Apparently, they're reviewing the latest developments and current trends in the region, talking about the continuing path of dialogue and diplomacy. Nothing massive, but they did have a discussion. If I get any more comments about said discussion, I'll let you know. USO is doing a sum total of nothing on these talks. Back to you.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to get going here finally on Apple. So there it goes, man. Apple right back to 290. We just got another couple fills on the way back up. But like I said, we're going to now try to hold. I do have an offer just above 290. So if we can get that, then we can see if we can get back up into that 290.25 area. Again, brand new all-time highs for Apple. And it's the only trade I have on today. So I like that one so far. I just canceled my Apple trades by accident. All right, so I got to get back into there. Offer around 290. Let's just put it right now. 290 flat. We've already broken it, so I don't need to necessarily say, okay, let's sit in front of it. Hopefully it runs back up, takes it out. We'll put another offer at 290.25, and then after that, we'll see if we can let it run. We'll see if we can let 20% of this name get back to the upside. It's getting a little shady, but so far so good. All right, I said that. I mean, look, I was trying to buy dip buys in ARM. We said that we would like to see this name if it does base out a little bit. Looks like 214, 215 was a decent base there for ARM, but it reached out to 230s. So it had a huge move right off the open. So shout out to anybody that was able to identify that. And maybe you took advantage of it and got back into the short. But, when there's a gap, we say play to VWAP. And right now it's underneath it a little bit. So let ARM settle down. I still think this is a great opportunity to buy this name down there at that 214 mark. So we'll see if it does get through. There we go. We do get our Apple as it just goes right through 290 right now. So like this name, I'm bidding 200s in case we get some of that. There it is. Yes, sir. New all-time highs, new daily highs for the king of the castle right now, Apple. And we still give that. I just had an alert target reach from yesterday, I think. IBIT all the way down there. Yeah, to 40.
It just hit low of the day.
That's right. So this is a target from yesterday that I had still in the system there. There's IBIT down to 45.50s. I didn't clear it from yesterday, but there goes IBIT right back into some key levels as this getting hit right there. And look, that was looks like that might have been a good out.
So just spiked a little bit.
Oh, USO did. Okay, I was going to say that might have been a good out there on Apple. I don't know, back upside. That's back-to-back jacks there at 290.25 as it falls right back down $1 right now for Apple. So let's take another piece out down at this level. We're getting lighter and lighter. We said we'd only have about 20% left. That's what we have. So far so good here on Apple. Just one trade for me so far today. But I don't mind that IBIT down there near those lows. So.
Well, IBIT,
see if it does something.
IBIT made a low, I think, mostly because of what just happened here in USO. So I know it because all of a sudden you just got hit on the bid of things. There was a little bit of a trend break, right? You just broke VWAP a little bit here on USO. Didn't really hear a headline or anything. Probably nothing, but it was a spike. So was able to catch, was just sitting at VWAP for the reloads. And again, just consolidating every single time. And if it breaks the high, this local top, I should have orders out there. So we'll get something out off the high. If we actually end up pressing into the high in SLV, fantastic. But with USO going, I thought that was going to give us a chance to
Market
get short.
turn red, eh?
The market, yeah, you're right. The market turned red, but I didn't get picked up at VWAP here on BM&R. So I'm just going to throw that in. Maybe I'll get a fill the next time, if and when the next time that happens, or maybe even a little bit lower into the 20s to try to catch it, because there is relative weakness starting to come in with USO going. I should have just punched short in BM&R instead of offering. That's a fail. Yep, I should have just punched short. I don't want to punch the low of the day here, but that looks like we might be heading a little bit lower. And Rushi's saying, "Thanks for Tesla plan this morning. That's a day." Tesla's not pulling back that much.
You're welcome.
Still at 410.
Yeah, no, Tesla was the long that we had. I mean, I'm not in it, but I'm glad Rishi is over there. So, Rushisha. Yeah, there you go, man. I don't know. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I mean, that was always the plan. Was, like I'd said with Tesla, I always feel like if you can catch the way, there's such a huge move every morning on Tesla, whether it's up or down. So if you catch. You know what I'm thinking now that I'm talking like this? What about I just run some sort of a study that shows like what happens when it actually breaks, the pre-market or something like that on one of these names? Because I do feel like I've seen it so many times now where the market will just continue to go and it'll give you that. And I have to run the study, as I said, to give you that like 3 or 4 points or something like that, one way on a break. And I mean, in this situation, it gave you like $8 to the upside. And even yesterday's, like we always are looking at what Tesla's doing. Like here's the pre-market right there. Like it breaks it and then but that's at 918, so it's a little tough. Yesterday's not a good example, but look at that huge move to the downside there right off the open and then bouncing completely back up. So yeah, good call there on Tesla by you. And yeah, there it is again. So thank you so much for that $2. And we could try to clear that if we get a chance and just move on. So Apple one more time upside. That's the only trade that I have. So we're going to continue to watch it. But it looks like the market's giving it up right now.
Tesla's at VWAP. I would love for this to hold, but it's not looking like
No, the ES just went red. We just talked about that. And now that goes to NASDAQ red. There's the ES. A lot of downside right there. I wonder what it is right now, because the stocks I'm looking at are still okay. I saw Google coming back in, and it looks like it's getting lower. So there we go. We saw a resurgence in the last couple of days in this ETF, the IGV, but Microsoft has helped that play, and there's Microsoft upside. So this is not hitting the market. Apple's at all-time highs. So is it financials?
ARM pulled back a little bit.
Onto 214.
SND, like SanDisk broke the low. So maybe that's some of what was dragging us down. If you look at the memory chip names, I finally nibbled into that short in BM&R. Micron, if we're just looking for what is bringing us down here, nope, not Micron. Forget about Micron. Micron's already back through VWAP and bouncing. That looks pretty good. So yeah, it's just the only new trade is going to be BM&R, because I think crypto in general has been relatively weak. Nibbled in a bit before VWAP because I said I should have punched, but I'll still wait for it to get up to the volume weighted average price. I want to be wrong if it breaks about 22, call it like 65-ish area on BM&R. So my price needs to be in the 50s or close enough to the 50s to make sense. So I'll have to wait for a chance to be able to add to this position. SLV, still more of the same old. It actually held this wick here, so it bounced a little bit off of the low, so waited till it got down there to reload, and then just gonna scalp it to this high until it does something distinctly different. It's a scalp trade, and then hold to the high as long as possible. Just looking at where maybe some of this market strength might be coming in. I see Meta in the chat.
Meta strong?
Yeah. Meta's up a point, holding some higher lows. That's what you want to see. Microsoft better be doing well. Yeah, the IGV names are holding up pretty well. Microsoft holding on the dip above VWAP in addition. The only thing that hasn't really, Tesla didn't hold VWAP there. So still waiting for the dip. I guess we still have a chance at the 400 at this point, right, if we're under VWAP. So we've got to be patient here. If you didn't have the breakout, I don't want to rush into the Tesla long, but I do want it long as it's over $400. There's no trend break long. There's no support long yet. There's no VWAP long. I don't want to be guessing on this stock.
No, so I mean, so JP Morgan downside down 1%. We talked about some of the banks. We'll look over at we'll look over at some of the banks in just a minute. We can do some sort of a market recap in just a couple of minutes. But yeah, I was actually, I'll talk about 406. I mean, that's where I'm going to wait right now on a potential pullback for Tesla. It's actually a buy zone right here at the 50-period moving average. This generally, when you get a huge move like this in a stock and it pulls back into the 50, that could be a buy as well. So 408 may be worth a little bit of a tester there on Tesla. So that could be something. But I'm at 406.50 right here just to see if we can do wipe through that. But, look, the market looks like it does want to bounce. We just came off some of those lows right now. So Tesla bounces, that would make sense. So that's what you want to see. I want to see confluence with the market there. So hopefully that can happen. Bitcoin, we said was probably at a good buy level. I didn't pull the trigger, but you can see it is starting to head back up to the upside a little bit off of 45.50. And Robinhood's kind of the same way, man, trying to find that bottom. I would rather trade IBIT right now than Robinhood. And I know I don't want to equate them both. I mean, this is what IBIT looks like. Robinhood does not look like that. So I think that it's funny because there's the alert from a couple days ago. I just forgot to unhook it, but it reset itself at 45.50 was something we were looking at. So it came right back into play. And let me see why we were looking at that level. It must have been into here. So it must have been from yesterday. We didn't get that dip down right into there. So looking at a couple of the closes from the 4th. So may the 4th be with everybody if you're taking this level. 45.50 there on IBIT. So just dancing around. That's the only names I'm looking at. AMD moving around. I mean, Intel bounced a little bit off that 110 area. AMD bounced off of 410, so that's a good level there for right now, but that's pretty choppy. Let me go back in.
NVIDIA's HOD.
I was going to say, you were looking at NVIDIA. So.
It's at the high of the day.
Yeah.
The stock is flying. Come on, Tesla. Why is Tesla not bouncing more? Maybe Tesla's not it. Might not be it there yet on Tesla. You can't will it into existence. Intel is holding over VWAP at least, so it looks like it's taken that 110 level from yesterday and deciding to be above, right? So that's the thing about a level like this is if it holds under, I don't mind being short, but once that proves it's a bounce, and ignore that, it should be long. I did that with Uber yesterday. Wanted the long on it, but there was an initial short off of the key price level, so that's what you take. And this one looks like it's going to hold VWAP first here on Intel. Still about the same in SLV. I'm only going to give that 60-ish level on BM&R, but I want one of these chips to the long side. And Intel's setting up the best to try to make a run off VWAP here.
Okay, yeah. Trying to look for some different names here for you guys. Micron, because Apple's trying to go back up, but I'm lighter on that stock anyways, about 20% or so left over there. Look at Micron. I mean, Neil mentioned this a little bit earlier, but Micron still looks like it's trying to do something here. So we can have a quick look at Micron and see. I'm just trying to get some orders out for Apple in case it does make a little bit of a move lower. But there we go, man. The chip space continues to go higher there with Micron and DRAM. Looks like that might be a thing, and so we've already talked about that numerous times, and there it goes, upside, and yeah, there goes NVIDIA. NVIDIA, what is the all-time high for NVDA again? Because we had mentioned that this was a possible, it's 216, so we're not there, but breaking through 210 right now goes NVDA, and yeah, man, the horses are on this one, baby. There it goes. Let's go to NVIDIA. We'll say right on that bull right now for these guys as it just gets going back there to the upside. $1 now in the money as Apple just keeps on bouncing. I don't really want to put an offer there, and just in case this name goes, I want to make sure we do have enough space left in that. We did hear, I just heard in my ear, I don't know if you heard who took a stake, but someone took a stake there. Maybe it was a filet mignon, I'm not sure, but they took it in Reddit.
I heard
Reddit. So yeah, someone taking that stake there. In Reddit, so we're just joking around about the filet. But
I can't see it either.
Yeah, okay, so something going on there with RDDT, but it's a downside move there for Reddit, so that's a little strange. And just as we get excited about NVIDIA.
I don't want to punk anybody, but maybe it was someone they don't like that took a stake.
Maybe, and yeah, maybe it was like a flank stake. Okay, I mean, I still like flanks.
You don't like flanks?
No, I do.
I was going to say, I'm like,
that's what I was going to say. Like, I couldn't think of a name.
You're eating.
The flank is a little thinner, just a little cheaper, but anyways, that's just why I said
Still
that.
good.
It's still good. Great. Flank steak is, yes.
The last thing I'm seeing is from yesterday on Reddit. I'm not seeing anything new here with this steak.
Okay, well, we just did hear something, so I mean, it's probably not a big deal. Maybe it was from yesterday, who knows? Old report there. But just as we were just like bigging up NVIDIA, it's pulling back in just a little bit right now, so looking to maybe play a dip into 208. I just put a bid at 207.50 to see if we could get something there, so we'll wait and be patient. Wow, a lot of dollar signs coming through right now.
Code name Ed.
It did break 2-1. It did break that. And then, so yeah, we're going to wait. That's going to be a frustrating part, man, code name Ed, because sometimes you do get names that hit the levels that you're hoping for, and you just don't really get that return out of it right there. But we are getting it right now on Apple. Let's go. There goes Apple, back up to 290. Let's see if that one wants to go. And your Tesla, which neither one of us is in, but.
I just got it to
good.
Trend break to the high.
Perfect,
on
because it
Tesla.
just ripped.
Again, it's a strategy that I use, so don't at me when this is at $420. Well, you should at me because it'll have been a wrong decision then. So broke the trend, finally got above VWAP, but look at all the selling here at the 413.5. So the second I see it do like a wick shimmy at 413 into that high, I'm taking it out. Like it's just a pure trend break trade. What is happening as well, just a quick little update, SLV, still the same range. It's just like buy the dip, not really breaking into the high of the day yet. I don't want to just be sitting there in case there's a spike because I just saw something in the queues here. I just canceled my offer because the queues just broke the high. So I want to see what the market can do with that next. BM&R, still more the same. It didn't run my stop, which is, I guess, good. Right? Like it's the prior day low, which I'm going off of, which is 22.63. So I put the stop around 65. You can probably guess exactly where that is now. And I just want to be short this thing, holding on for the low of the day. And if it breaks that top, fair enough. There's a bit of a gap that can get filled in here down to about 22, it's like 22.18 or so. So I want to get some out into that level. But so far, so good with that Tesla. We'll see if it gives us another opportunity in TSLA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Sarah asking about Sezzle. We'd never really heard of or looked at that stock, and then they reported Sezzle and was up pretty significantly. What are they? Oh, never.
Oh, Saturn.
Yes, it's still up, but it's giving some back. Sezzle's up 20%.
Saturn beyond the moon. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Saturn is a dog. What's up, Sean? You got it big, dog. I think ES is going to run with you, and you'll be reigning. Just watch out, man. Just get ready to get ducked. Glizzy's a hot dog, man. You know, I say that every day. Right, they say watch out for those glizzies coming through right there.
Well, someone was saying that Neil was with the glizzies and.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
They gave us hot dogs.
Right. That's not these kind of glizzies right here. These are winning glizzies right now. $2.30. That's your face slapper of the day, and this is a big one for me. That's the only thing we've been trading here today. So yeah, man, we will celebrate this one, and it's exactly what we talked about. We wanted the all-time highs. It's right on here right now. I'm glad Neil was able to get Tesla, but man, oh man, did we get Apple right there. So we're done, man. Like. It's been a good day, guys. But yeah, we'll still be here to trade. Just kidding around about being done. But as far as our nets are concerned, I'm done right now. We'll put on some more trades, but that's it for Apple, man. Now $2.50 in the money. I said let's have some faith with it. We didn't get out right there. We got out again at 290, again at 290.25, and then again there at 290.80s. So yeah, man, there it goes. Really mooning right now is Apple, and just glad that we're able to celebrate that with everybody. Adara with news, 10 o'clock.
We just got construction spending here, 0.6% versus forecast of 0.3%. The prior print of negative 0.3%, so better than expected construction spending numbers here. Fed's Hammack set to also begin speaking now at 10 a.m. Now, Fed's Hammack is one of the three Fed members that actually voted in a little bit more of a hawkish way, again, voting against any kind of easing mentions in the rate statement, so these comments could be of interest. Here is the NASDAQ. Nice recovery here from these intraday lows. We're going to keep an eye still in USO, which hasn't done too much on an intraday basis, but we know we are still waiting on any comments that could suggest the end of the conflict between the U.S. and Iran. We know Iran and Pakistan had their foreign ministers meeting earlier today, so if we get more context for that, I'll let you know. But tons of earnings on watch still. Datadog is one of those earnings plays. Double beat here and raising their fiscal 26 sales guidance. You had Celsius, Unity, McDonald's. We already mentioned Datadog. Last night you had Apple and ARM. Tons of earnings names on watch. And tonight after the bell, you get the likes of DraftKings, Coinbase, MP Materials, Monster Energy. It goes on and on. We also have non-earnings related news. Probably the most obvious catalyst here for that is TSLA. Better than expected China sales, or at least year-over-year growth here in China sales for the 6 months straight for TSLA. Back to you.
That's right. We didn't talk too much about the fundamental case on Tesla there, but is it about China sales?
Oh yeah, it was.
Or is it? But I don't know if
it's...
the sales to me with Tesla, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Momentum, and more momentum is what it's about. It's trying to pull back here, so it looks like it did range off of that high. And the sellers here at the 414 level seem to be a little bit in control. But the NASDAQ is at that 28.8 level. I won't say what I said last time, but it is still going. Usman. Shout out to Tesla, call 4 times gain, 4.5 times gain. 24 hours, sold it early morning. And again, mooning as you bought another call on the dip. Thanks to you. Thanks for watching. You know what? Pay it forward. Just share all the ideas that you have. That's what it's all about. Just keep them on coming in. So appreciate all the super chats this morning for sure. And I love the fact that USO is continuing to go lower because I think that's going to be good for looking for reload longs, for holding trend longs. I think that'll be absolutely fine. Like there was that one little shock up, and now we're breaking down. So you break down here, you break up through that NASDAQ 28.8 level. I already forget what was the bungle I said? Because now I forget. I'm like, oh, now I'm just going to say that a million times, and I don't remember.
Something about the evening, yestereve or
yesternight?
Yesternight?
Yesternight's high.
Right there,
About to break on the NASDAQ.
Well, today's highs are brought to you by Apple, it looks like, as there it goes, man, one of the largest constituents in the S&P 500. Thanks, Gorev. I know you've been here, good friend of Joe's as well. I always hear you guys talking back and forth to each other. You're doing it as well, so that's what we do. We talk about ringing the register, and it's nice that you actually do have a chicken dinner winner on board right there with Apple. So I just took some more out at 292, man, like just to be talking about this. I have 10% left, Gorev, so I know you have a little bit more. It doesn't mean that we'll have the same outs or anything like that, but congratulations. You probably made more than me because I didn't have 50% on this way up. I had 25%, and then we got out there, and a good couple outs at the top end of this trade. So, yeah, we're pretty happy with what has been transpiring. I almost said perspiring. I think you haven't been to the gym yet. We still smell good.
Too cold.
Yeah. Well, today I got to stay back because at noon, Olivia Rodrigo tickets go on sale. So I have to grab those or else it's going to be a problem right there.
When is he coming?
I don't even, here, I have it open now. I think it's October or...
Oh my God, 'cause my sister's going to be so down if this isn't...
Yeah, it's October 20. Yeah, good luck getting tickets. I don't think we're going to get them. She's doing 7 straight shows at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. She's doing 9 straight shows at the O2 in London. She's doing, it's like 9 straight shows and 7 straight shows at the Barclays Center. Like, you're going to sell that out, 7 straight shows? Olivia Rodrigo, like, you want to talk about Ticketmaster and all these crazy things that are going down? Like, wow. So, yeah, I got to do that. So my daughter and wife are ready to do that. So we'll be here to go for some walks instead of the gym.
There is an IPO today, Hawkeye.
Maybe I can stick around for that.
It's like it's a defense name.
It's a Marvel one, right, with Hawkeye, you know? Oh, no. Marvel, I should say. I keep saying Marvel.
Well, yeah, actually, that's right, yeah.
Hawkeye's he's a character, isn't he?
He is, but it's like, he's the most useless character ever. How are you going to be in a...
He's the...
shoot bows and arrows.
That's right. Well, depends on what's on those bows, right? I mean, you got a little poison up on there. You got a little explode. You can shoot down the drones, man. I mean, it's perfect.
It's some kind of a detection. I think it's like a radar or I don't know, signal detection or something that Hawkeye does. It doesn't matter. It's in a fun sector and it's an IPO today, so we'll have a look at that. I think it's literally Hawk on Hawk on the NYSE.
Ooh. You know what? That you actually there. I mean, first of all, I got some out of Apple there, and you know, Gorev and everybody, shout out, man. It wants to keep going higher. So I know we're playing around, and thank you so much. And yeah, man, take care of the family in that way. It's going to be probably very, very expensive to buy those tickets. But yeah, DraftKings, I was just looking at that. That's just bouncing off the 200 period, is moving average as well. A possible play there, DKNG. We'll have a quick look to see if there's anything going on there. But yeah, that's DraftKings right now. Oh, Christmas Tree's daughter's 9 and been to Olivia Rodrigo twice. Well, mine's 12, and she'll be there for the first time, hopefully, and probably not. But if not, the good thing about things around here now in this situation is Ticketmaster, you can't resell on Ticketmaster anyways for more than you pay. So if people maybe near the end, like if you don't get tickets, maybe by the time it comes around, people won't be able to go and they'll put them up there. But
It's still use SeatGeek.
yeah, I think that's in 2 weeks. I think that's gone. I read something yesterday, which sucks because I have season tickets as well. So you want to get that money back. But SeatGeek and StubHub and all that.
There's many ways to not worry about.
No, I'm just saying, but like the legal ways right there to get rid of tickets. Yeah.
Oh, for those asking,
it's changing in Ontario, and it's for the better for people buying, for the worse for people selling. But
for Hawkeye, it's not the Hawkeye that is used in sports. Hawkeye that they use in tennis and cricket, like it's a different. It's called the same thing, but it's very different. That's the IPO today is a defense company with defense contracts. Like if it was the Hawkeye for tennis, I don't think anyone would be interested in that IPO. Very limited market for that.
I want to talk to Joe there. I want to see what's going on over there. Oh, he's got the Clementine. Is that a Clementine? What has he got over there? We had our bananas from Randy. We want to say thank you to Randy, now done. And thank you to everybody that told me to open it from the bottom. I mean, that's been really
efficient.
It's been like a life-changing experience for me right there. And what's been life-changing for me, of course, has been Apple, all kinds of accounts right there, back up to $2.99. So yeah, Hawkeye means cheating. Cheating in tennis? Okay, I don't know anything about what you guys are talking about.
It's an automatic system. How can it cheat?
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, I was wondering.
It's the camera that's on the
It's
line. How can it cheat?
Yeah, I got you on that one. Who knows how it can cheat?
I have no idea.
There's always ways of doing things, as you mentioned.
You know what? NVIDIA was better than Tesla.
Oh.
Yeah, Tesla's right back into VWAP, so that one worked. I had NVIDIA early, stopped out at the low. Tesla was good on the break, but I took NVIDIA, and NVIDIA was good on the break, but I took Tesla as well. Thank you very much, Randy.
Tesla better than expected. Chinese sales, Randy. So here we go.
Holding that 400, but they're not doing what NVIDIA is doing. The market is blasting. We are now through that overnight high. Big time. Dalmont says that Marvell, which we haven't even looked at today, is breaking a trend.
Please tell me it's breaking higher.
ARM was at the low of the day a second ago.
No, there goes Marvell.
Marvell,
this
is
part of the problem.
Marvell's at the low. ARM is at the low.
ARM's at the low? Oh,
yeah.
Not 200. No, 214.
No, it's not breaking the bottom.
No.
I put down on my iPad ARM bid just so that I would make a decision whether I wanted to move a bid in my personal account or decide something different. But we're blasting here. This could break the trend off the low. But is that better than like Marvell doing it? I'm looking at there's basically the exact same setup on Marvell and ARM at this moment. They're both trying to break a trend line.
I like Marvell better, but I'm already in it, so that's why I'm going with ARM. But if you're not in,
no, it's like a trade. Intel's not available for the long. You know what? More importantly, this market is blasting. BM&R is holding a downtrend. But
I got a name for you that I might not have seen today. We talked about this yesterday with Fortinet. There goes Palo Alto. So, you know, as some of these IGV names, we talked about them getting hit as well. Yeah, CoreWeave, Palo Alto. I mean, names. It's a CoreWeave, CrowdStrike. I'm in both of those names and did not buy. I mean, I haven't been recently buying it, but it's nice to see all the way back to the upside. We did just recently back in the beginning of the year there. Well, this is actually at the end of the year. It's November. Hit that 200 mark, and this was a nice little level. This is what we're talking about at the beginning of the year, and then the drop happened. Right? There's a lot of names. I mean, we don't have to tell you guys to check out Adobe and all these other names that have just been really getting cranked. This is another example with Palo Alto. But I like Palo Alto's business about 1,000,000 times better than Adobe's or anything like that. So
I don't like Adobe much at all.
I don't like any of those IGV names, really. I mean, we like Palantir, we like Microsoft for what they mean. But like as far as software as services right now, I mean, we can talk about that in a minute.
I only like cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity, I think you can't.
And Softy.
You can't really lose on. Cybersecurity plays, I feel like. Anyways, we can check out almost like CoreWeave again, CrowdStrike. But let's go over to Adara and get this all figured out.
Keep an eye on the market here, guys. Getting comments from Fed's Hammack saying that the Fed ought to maintain a neutral policy stance amidst uncertainty. So again, as we expected, she's still being pretty hawkish here. Again, she was one of the people who voted for getting or not including the easing bias in the rate statement. So again, she's saying the Fed should be maintaining policy, saying also that everyone is feeling the increase in gasoline prices. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Adara. And what would your trading look like if capital was not constrained? That's the reality for most traders. It's not skill holding you back, it is your size. Trade the Pool changes that. Step into the US equity markets with up to $200,000 in buying power without committing a dime of your own capital. Full access to stocks and ETFs, both long and short executions with the precision and freedom of serious traders. Your performance is measured by one standard: discipline. It seems like two standards: discipline, risk management, and consistent education. Meet the standard, you operate at scale. No subscriptions, no ongoing obligations, just a clear path forward. For those of you ready to trade beyond your limitations, this is your next level. Check it out at tradethepool.com and then use Trader TV to get 10% off. Hey man, always try to save that extra little bit off the top there. So
definitely,
yeah. So Trader TV, and Neil and I, we talk about this all the time.
It's definitely one standard, because you put both the execution
and the discipline
with the risk management.
Yes,
so
yes.
Certainly one thing, not two.
Yes, I know. I'm just playing around, but I mean, that's the whole thing, is like you need to.
I'm playing around. That's two things.
Yeah. You need to definitely, and Neil and I trade on the prop floors. We've talked about that all the time as well, and I think that that's the advantages, exactly as described there, is what you do it for right now. Okay, Fed's Hammack, is that right? Hammac? Okay. Baseline is that rates on hold. Yeah, we've talked about that. I don't think there was a cut until December or something. We can go back and look for it. Not even anymore. So Adara is saying maybe 27 now for the next.
Getting out of the short.
28, she's saying. Okay, so we may not get rate cuts for a hot minute right there. Hey, I'm not sure the market needs it. I mean, imagine we do get sort of a surprise rate cut. Would we think that would be almost negative? Because why are they cutting?
If they cut rates, it would be seen as the Fed not being independent. It's not. It doesn't make sense.
By the way,
you need to see. But yeah, I was going to say, we broke through that overnight.
NVIDIA is just saying.
NVIDIA's
a good trade on silver.
It was a huge mistake to have traded Tesla. Huge is the wrong word. It was a mistake to have taken the trend break on Tesla at the moment instead of getting the one in NVIDIA and getting back in. Because sometimes, and it's not FOMO, but it is like an emotional response to see two setups, take the one and the one that didn't just burn you. It's the exact same price I was in before, right? And effectively, you're taking this long instead of the other. And this ended up being better than Tesla. They both work, but one's better than the other. SLV just took out the high, but I was sitting there, and it just ran through my order. Whether we get a dip again, it was always going to be a consolidation and then a hold to the high. And then I didn't even let. I said forget it with BM&R. Like my stop was up here. I just don't want it. So I just punched out. I still want to look for a short here, but it doesn't make any sense to give anything back from the longs. It's just to hold on to the one short that we were favoring. So now it's about looking for the next opportunity in the next trade. I walked away from ARM. Intel's a possibility, but it certainly could have been in, ARM might have been an entry there, and it just does not feel like it's strong today. You're down 9 points. I think that's a bit of a lie, because
you're up 200 on.
You're up 13% yesterday on the AMD earnings, so it's still, in my opinion, a bid off of where it was before that. But it hasn't really shown any kind of strength there. DXYZ apparently is moving. I don't know why. Destiny is going. It's half of it is SpaceX.
It does have a destiny. Its destiny is to move higher.
Yeah.
Based on some of the investments that they've had, right? SpaceX is coming soon. But yeah, Destiny, good level there. NVIDIA was the one that I was like, oh boy, here with NVDA. So we'll have to wait to see if that one continues.
Wow,
its climb higher. It definitely looks like it wants to. So we'll have to check out some NVIDIA right now. Definitely making everybody wonder what's going on. But NVIDIA, nice move higher. We don't need to worry about what's going on. It's going higher there today. And I throw it back to Joe, I throw it back to everybody that's been talking like this, and that is we do think that there is going to be a look at NVIDIA soon, because we've had such a strong look at other names, right? Like we've had such a strong look over there at AMD, at Broadcom, at Marvell, at many of these plays, but yet we look back and we say, okay, when's their turn to shine? And it looks like right now, NVIDIA's having it. So again, congratulations to people that were very, very patient with this name and able to buy it. Some people that bought this dip, we could sit here and throw kind of shade at My quotes kind of just froze a little bit there. We can throw some shade at it because it's been doing nothing. But at the end of the day, 175, what a great level there. 170 to 175 for NVIDIA. I think there's a chance it gets back into that. But for right now, I mean, well done and well spotted by anybody over there. All right, man, Gworev, we talked about it. There's the break there, man. We have less than 10% left now of Apple. It breaks 29.50. Now it's bouncing around at VWAP. Maybe this is a reload right into here, man, on Apple. And if you guys were looking, I'll probably reload it. I just wanted to give it a second. This is a level right here. Alibaba is trying to bounce around 142 as well, so we can wait to see what happens there. Like to see it break and then go, but for right now, Alibaba underneath everything. We'll see if Alibaba has something underneath of it right into there. So yeah, ooh, my Costco order is now out for delivery. Some protein shake stuff for the morning time. It takes a minute sometimes. Costco is not near Amazon yet, that is for sure. I ordered that on the weekend.
Amazon's
just
out
right now.
Different level.
Ooh, a nice
Walmart's fantastic too, but Amazon's at a different level. Nobody compares to Amazon when it comes to
not that. They're even selling those
That's
services.
why they're pimp slapping UPS and FedEx now. Joe Weiser. Is that
what it is? Pimp
Weiser.
slap?
You're wiser, Joe. Thank $50 super chat. No one ever went broke taking profits. True.
He said, yes.
Just make sure you're taking appropriate profits.
Yeah.
Right? Yesterday, I closed out a position for my biggest profit taker ever. Massive thank you to everyone at TraderTV for the lessons along the way. I've been here since 2020. That's the beginning, everybody. Never imagined where I'm at today. We never imagined we'd be. This whole place is this ridiculously sized studio. No, it's a nicely sized studio.
I mean, I think we all did imagine this. I mean,
I didn't think
I'm surprised we don't have more subscribers.
I didn't think we'd get, like, look at this.
No, I
mean,
mean,
cameras, like the full big screen, the larger team. Like, we showed you guys, you had it on Instagram, we had the pull-up, you know what, the streamers with the webcam, like the pull-up green screen that just sat behind you.
Yes.
And we stood up in front of it.
We used to have to lift it up and do. Oh,
you guys didn't even see the gangster stuff we were doing before we came onto YouTube. Trust me, it was seriously gangster.
Yeah. So we just don't worry. Joe wants me to start dancing again. You know, this is what it is. I love that right there. Look at this, man. 2.9, little bit of a that's called the money shimmy. We'll do that. We'll do that in a couple minutes again there. But yeah, good one, Neil. 290. No, don't worry, my guy. You'll come through. Right over there. Right there is 290. That was a great level there for Apple. So I hope that some of you guys were able to buy that level right there. We talked about it. It was like, oh, maybe, and I went over to Alibaba instead. But there it is, man. Nice little take there. But we are bouncing right back up to that level. I will, Gworev and company, sell a little bit more here in the 60s if we can get it. I just offered 64. And again, the reason why I offer instead of punch out, we've talked about that. It's a completely different fee structure when you're trading on a floor like this. We don't pay per trade. There's a small execution fee. There's also, what's the clearing fee? And then there's the SEC fee.
Those are all just pass.
Did they get rid of the SEC fee, actually?
No, so the interesting thing about the SEC fee, which I can explain because I'm waiting for silver to dip, is that the SEC is not for profit. So when they get lots of trading revenue, you know the SEC fee is eventually going to go down. So I think in the last few years, there was such big trading revenues, they dropped it the last couple of times. So it's a lot cheaper. If you're not trading prop and doing a lot of executions, you probably don't even notice these things, but believe me, it adds up over time. Just very quickly, silver, well, I don't know if this was, I was watching it. I didn't really see it flash that far down, but we just topped at 74 in SLV and looked like it was headed toward VWAP and then caught a bit of a bid. There was a pretty decent sized volume spike on USO at the same time at this bottom, and now it's starting to reverse. So if that happens, we get to VWAP. VWAP here on USO is where I would look for like 4 reload longs. So that's most likely going to be back into silver. If we end up breaking through VWAP, then I would just go back to BM&R to short. It hasn't broken the highs. It's still holding underneath the prior low. I just didn't like this one's chance to break through the low of the day, so I got out of it. But it's still relatively weak as the market's going. If that starts forming a downtrend, I could work back into that. But for now, it's all about silver for me to try to get back in. I think we had another Green Saber as well. Super chat. Did we get this one?
No. That's when we had a Joe Weiser there. Let me see what it was.
Throw that one up here.
Well, thank you for being in the news today, Adara. Yeah, we've as soon as I saw Adara today, I asked her how she was feeling. And Adara, do you have an update on how you're feeling?
Well, I just honestly lied down all of last night under, far too many blankets. We are definitely feeling a little better today, and I hope that continues throughout the day and doesn't flatline midway through the day. So hopefully we stay at this level of enjoyment, and I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes for the probably a minute for the small cap recap. But thank you very much for the super chat, and thank you to everybody for all your kind words in the chat yesterday.
Yeah, that's great. And last night at about 10 o'clock, I was still on the diamond there, and it was 6 degrees Celsius. So you're talking about I don't know, 15 or something Fahrenheit. No, it's not that. No, 15, 40 something Fahrenheit maybe there yesterday. So yeah, not very good there. So maybe we should put a poll up about will NVIDIA take all-time highs today? Yes. It is now at 213 and change, and there's just buyers galore in this name. It's like any kind of a dip buy. Oh man, Joe, man, I might have to test this whole mouse theory coming up very soon. 212 right there was bought up. So you didn't even get into the 25 period. Generally speaking, that would be an area where if you were long, I would take some out. You saw me exactly do that on Apple right there twice now. And by the way, we did get that 60 fill. So although now it's at 76s, it just goes to show you we did talk a little bit about prop trading and the fee structure. So instead of punching out there, we do get that order and save a little bit of money, small amounts. I mean, it's $2 on 1,000 shares. Each one of these, trust me, is not 1,000 shares. So there it goes. Now, wow, though, what a missed opportunity on that VWAP buy. We love trading VWAP. We showed you that many times, and that's just not it right now. You said Meta was going higher today. I mean, maybe this is. There's a lot of reasons to really not like Meta. We talked about the spend and them not really turning over anything in the data center yet as far as a profitable spot there. But there is talk again about, it's not avocado, it's something else there. I don't know, mango, something. If that comes out and they're able to somehow show some profitability on it, and it's not another metaverse type thing where it's we're done. We threw away like $300 billion, and we don't know what to do with it now. So we'll wait to see what Meta has to say about that potential turnaround for their space. And remember, they're not in the whole data center. They don't have that huge exposure to chips and everything like that. They're the buyers of this. So they didn't build an AWS or an Azure or anything like that. So that's why I'm thinking that Microsoft, just talking about the ones that are more depressed, Microsoft's obviously already bid up their $80. But this one has that next little leg to go as we see NVIDIA, we see Apple at all-time highs today. We saw Google break through $400 yesterday and pull back here today. So, Amazon also was at all-time highs just a couple of days ago, if not yesterday. So, maybe those are the next ones, but we got to get better feels for all of that. So we have good feels for Adara being back today, and why not? It's 10:23. Let's go get one of her segments done.
Let's talk about small cap. We have ASBP to start things off here. Aspire Biopharma, no news from today. I did want to mention, though, a couple weeks ago, specifically on Monday, April 27th, the company announced a $5 million share buyback program. So that's something that I think is worth keeping in mind for this stock. They have a market cap of just over $1 million and a float here of 4.68 million shares. Roughly 8% of that's going to be sold short. GLE up next. This one was actually on our watch list, though I couldn't find the catalyst at the time. Here is the catalyst. So they entered into a non-binding strategic memorandum of understanding to develop a fully integrated space to AI digital infrastructure platform. Here you've got an $11 million market cap, 1.26 million share float, 8% short float. RXT here, also on watch. Rackspace Tech, they posted earnings last night. EPS missed, sales beat. You've got a $1 billion market cap and a 22% short float. And before I send you guys back too, we'll mention another small cap. I want to thank our friends at Origenics because they have an announcement today. They just signed a letter of intent to license their cardiodialysis technology from Sign Therapeutics, which could create what could be the only dual approach strategy targeting TBI inflammation on both sides. So again, here, OGE and on watch as well. Back to you.
OGen. Yeah, OGen. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
good. Good spot there for them. Okay, so I put an offer. The reason why I looked at Alibaba and it's funny because we talked about Apple at VWAP, and I was like, okay, we'll get to that in a minute, and then it just bounced, and I was like, oh, the trade I was actually looking at was this 142 there for Alibaba, and now that's moving back down in. So, sort of a misstep there we meant to go long Apple, short Alibaba there, and we missed both of them because we were speaking about them. But we have I've been doing this, like you said, for 6 years. We have the capability of speaking and trading. I don't know if you noticed. But that was one there, 142. So I did put an offer at one. This is starting to get away from me now. But I did just put an offer in the 70s where we were. And now it's dipping down. So if we do get a little bit of a move up there in Alibaba, I think that would be a play for us to look at for sure there, Alibaba. Qualcomm moving, SOXL, Alibaba. What is QCOM? QCOM just hit on a little bit on the scanners. It's probably downside. We saw Marvell down 4%. Oh no, Qualcomm upside. Okay, so there goes Qualcomm right now into 193 and change. Only moving just a little bit. That Marvell, how far can it drop? Neil called it up last time, it was down 4.5. All right, now it's only down 3. So how far can it drop? Answered question, 164. Therefore, MRVL. So we'll have to look at that as we poke fun at the Hawkeye system over there with Marvel Technologies and of course Marvel what do you call that, it's a comic, yeah, but the franchise,
hero,
franchise was I was looking for. Marvel, much different than Marvel.
There's a tap, that thing is 20.
Good morning, John Van Sauer says hi to us.
John Van Sauer's in the hat. We did have another I think we had another super chat, but I just want to quickly, it's the one that I should have maybe stayed in. The gut was that the market was going higher, so I said, forget it. Let's just get out and not re-enter into BM&R. I think that was a little bit too hasty. Everything about this is still working despite the fact the market's blasting. So I'm going to wait for it to get a tad above VWAP, short it back into that prior low from the last 2 days. I said yesterday's low. That's 2 days in a row. You have support turning into resistance. So that was a mistake. Putting in lower highs. It's still relatively weak. The market is blasting. Bitcoin is down. So congratulations to our friend JKL, because I wouldn't make the assumption that MSTR. Yeah,
Intel's at all-time highs.
Lows. Intel all-time highs? Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? But I can't seem to catch any kind of a dip here on SLV. It's right back to where we covered and not wanting to give us a re-entry. So it's got this strong trend. At some point, it gets to that top and we don't get the pullback. That is what it is. It did the same thing yesterday, pulled back and failed VWAP. So got to be a bit careful with this. Got to make sure when it does that hold, if you take the long here, you're not really holding it forever. I'm going to be buying the dip at that for sure. What do we got? Intel, that's not giving you a VWAP trade. That's when I'd wait for it to get back into VWAP to get into it.
That's Xanadu, I just heard.
Xanadu again?
It's at all-time high. It's at a high, apparently. Xanadu.
Arms breaking trend a little
upside? Yeah, good.
Yeah,
yeah
that could be good.
I found
bids aren't going to come in today. If you're looking to buy the dip on ARM today, if you're looking at the 200 level or close to it, thinking whether I want to reassess or just leave it in, I'll probably just end up leaving it in. Yeah, there was something else. What am I forgetting? Oh, that's what it was. It was Snapchat. This was the one earnings name that we didn't get to. And there was something setting up on Snapchat that it's just a standard at this time of day for myself anyways. When you start to form a trend, it's 10:30, you have an hour in. Look at the high, look at the resistance on Snapchat, 620 to 630, and it's a very distinct trend up, right? So pretty distinct trend break potential here for Snapchat. Like there's your boom, boom, boom. So I sit there waiting for either VWAP on Intel, VWAP on silver, or trend break on Snapchat for the next trade for me. Snapchat had earnings, by the way.
Look at that. I mean, look at the NASDAQ is just whoosh.
Red the green, too, on Snapchat.
Huge, huge. The NASDAQ was red, or got close to red at one point, and then it just said, wow, that's nice. We don't mean to be red. The ES is having a little bit more of an issue than the NASDAQ. Someone in the chat says, why are some stocks up and some stocks down? Yeah, that's
the stock market.
Welcome to the market, and that's why it is called a market, and you can pick and choose. Like when you go to your, your flower market, you can buy some peonies, you can buy some carnations. Okay, but right now we have 10 seconds until gas numbers coming out, so we can have a quick look at that. NVIDIA, man, just touched 214.
Oh, we had a poll for that.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, we can. Okay, good. We'll do that in a minute.
We'll do that in a minute.
Yeah, just again, another downside push here for CVX, for XOM, for all the, this is part of what's happening right now in the ES. We talked about them only being up now, basically flat, 0.5%, as the NASDAQ's at all-time highs and keeps going here. The NASDAQ now up 0.7 and going higher. Oh, before I go that, we just got a trade idea in. So look, we lost a bit on Amazon over the last little while because we we are chasing like this initial move. But yesterday we had a monster trade on Amazon that we got out of, and then this happened. So we just were trying to find out like for some little area. Amazon was still fine, but we didn't have this whole move. So just right now it's 10:30, and yesterday that was 11:30. That's 10. So it had made a little bit of a bottom yesterday. So that's what I'm trying to play off right now on Amazon. But I don't know. Like maybe I just have some bad reads on this thing. So we're long right now at 14s, and I'm just trying to give it against that low right there. So we do take a fill early, and then we get a little bit more in late. So right now Amazon, comfortable with the trade, but needed to try to go upside a little bit there. We'll offer in and around there at 20. We get it. That's not a very good fill for us, considering I'm going to stop out if we break just a little bit below this 273 marker, but take advantage of a little bit of a move up. But here with the market pulling back, and Amazon's a little weaker. I was just trying to say, hey, is there a level? We looked at Alibaba. Is there a level that might hold in a name that we know has get up to it? So I'm just going to sit here and wait. We're not going to throw away our Apple or anything, like, we're not going to throw away our Apple money or anything at this trade, but it's right at a level where I think we could get a little bit of a move higher here. So we're long at 12s. Let's just see if it wants to work out. We did take advantage of that most recent move up in Apple again, and this is why we put down these levels, right? I mean, there's a 25 period marker right there, so it gets them out at 80 and change on Apple. And we'll just try to hold that Amazon and see if it wants to work out for us. We mentioned a little bit about Broadcom. Oh, before we went back, I threw it back to Neil there for a second, and then we saw Amazon. But I just wanted to say, like, some of these oil names are going to be, where is it? Right here. They're going to be back in favor. So you just want to watch out for oil. I think that, that story's not over with. The Ukraine-Russia story is there. There still is very much uncertainty. I don't need to tell you guys that in what's happening over there in Iran. So at any moment, I feel like that story could change. This is also hurting a little bit of the Dow and the ES in general. I mean, why is JP Morgan down 1.7% again? Maybe it is that extension through 28 now of maybe no rate cuts. But Wells Fargo down, Bank of America. The credit cards are doing well in the space. Morgan Stanley, AXP as well, holding out. AXP down, Morgan Stanley down as well. And then just, some of the transportation, we don't look over here enough. Ooh, wow. Uber's part of this now, right? So there's Uber down 1.86%. I'm not sure it should be part of transport, but Uber's there, and so that's down 2%. And I already mentioned there today that I probably won't be back into Uber. Like, I didn't like the name. They caught, I think it was actually an upgrade today, wasn't it, Joe? And Joe did the upgrades or downgrades, because it was the other way for PayPal got downgraded and Uber got upgraded. So I don't know, man. I don't know if Katina Capital was involved in this or not, but like that was a downside play there against an upgrade. And then the other one was PayPal. I said if PayPal can hold this 46, and I haven't looked at it at all today, then it could be a buy. So PayPal gets downgraded today and it does this. Uber gets upgraded and does the other way. I think the winners are choosing themselves right now temporarily. So don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater with Uber, but
don't throw any babies out. That's not good.
No. That would be a bad idea. But yeah.
Before we go to Adara, a couple of things. One, Snap did break the trend line, so I guess that's happening before silver. And nat gas is moving, so Boyle just did some things, namely that.
We like when it does things.
Which is obviously a pretty sizable move. We did just have a number for over in nat gas. If it goes up to like 12.9, that prior high, I'd look for some kind of a topping tail or reversion, but that's not a stand in front of it type of trade for me. And then one last thing, I promised we would do this. It's so simple. Easy poll, everybody. Just get your votes in. I'm going to vote. I'm already going to press the 1 here because it is NVIDIA. ATH is at all-time high today. So NVIDIA all-time high today. Yes or no? 1 or 2. Yes is 1. No is 2. Yes is green. That means up, and that's what NVIDIA is going to do today. So when this ends up being 99.275%, everybody voting yes. Only 70% actually, which is still pretty good. A lot of times we get 50-50. People looking bullish on NVDA today. Now we will go up to Adara, I believe.
Well, I actually have some comments here related to oil, guys, and they come from U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright. This is the man that also once claimed that there was, I believe it was like full passage through the Strait of Hormuz, and then the strait wasn't actually open. He deleted the videos. So be careful here with Chris Wright comments is what I'm trying to say here. But Energy Secretary Chris Wright saying that Iran appears to have reduced output by 400,000 BPD, but they don't actually have direct contact with Iranian officials. So again here, Chris Wright saying what they estimate Iran has cut their output here. Again, they estimate they've cut the output here for oil by 400,000 barrels a day, but they're not directly talking to Iranian officials. Back to you.
Okay, we're starting to get a little bit of a move there. Now we're 40 cents in the money. 30 cents in the money on Amazon. It just touched 40s, but we didn't get it. So we took some out there at, again, the 25-period moving average. It does rip in. I am waiting there at 40s. Oh, no, sorry, I'm at 50s. Okay, that's probably why we didn't get it. It does go into 44 there or so on a high take rate there. So now we can wait to see if it does touch it out. I'm at 40s. We could change that a little bit on Amazon. And sometimes I'm really silly like this. Like, honestly, like I just put in these kind of prices. And, even though it's only 5 or 10 cents away from, my initial take, I do get like, hey, if I miss it by, like right there, I was at 43s right there. We just missed it again. So we did come down from 50. Let's just play it off of that. There it is. So hopefully we can get that now, which we just did, and get a little bit higher. So, a trade that I just brought to you guys there off of that low. Let's see if Amazon now wants to get going. We want to try to hold some of this. So my next offer now is in front of VWAP at 85. So we'll see if we can get through that. So we've only made 2 trades today, man. It's Amazon and it's Apple. And Apple has been, man, that was a really good one real early, man. I want to thank everybody for the remarks on that one, and hopefully you're able to take that as well. Right back into VWAP. I'm not going to reload it. I know last time we were like, hey, let's reload it right there, but this is the second time it's touched it out, and we also faded off of. How good does this look right now, right? Like you're starting to go downside here on your 25 period, on your 50 period. So I'm actually, instead of looking to get longer, I'm actually looking to get more out right there at 290.50. So if we get back up to the upside, because you know what? If the market rocks, man, we have many more shares.
The other thing too is, I was going to say.
On Amazon, yeah.
Isn't that.
There goes Amazon.
Technically speaking, it's still an all-time high head and shoulders.
Yeah. And I mean, there it is, man. Now we go, wow, now we go, okay, Amazon. That was a good trade, man. We took similar shares that we didn't have in Apple, a little less. We had about 2.5, 3 units in Apple. We had 1.5 here in Amazon. So there it goes, man. We take an offer there at 67. 65, I'm going to say, even though it was 67. Out there, I don't know. I mean, that was right where those levels are.
6-7.
Yeah, 6-7 into heaven. Yeah, is that what they say?
6-7.
Oh.
She leaves the S off the 7, and that's her not saying it out of protest.
Okay, makes sense. Good move there. Pretty smart to do that. Yeah, no, it doesn't really, but there it is right there into 237.70. So a good little out there. I'll still keep my word. We have a much bigger offer at 85s. So hopefully that can come, man. And yeah, what's up, Sam? I actually put a bid. Sam's like, come on, Amazon, fall down. Yeah, look, I have a bid on Amazon at, here, we can look at the levels there. I said down 10%. And not today, it's just where I'm bidding Amazon, right into here, into 250. So that was a level that I was looking at for Amazon if we ever got back into there. Really love what they're doing, Amazon. So we actually put a piece. This was the last mega cap name that I bought. We bought some SoFi, but Amazon right into here, we were able to get some. So upside, I haven't sold anything. Amazon's a name I want to hold for as long as I possibly can. So that will be something there. Apple, a little out there. We said we would do it, so we did it. We put an offer right there. It came in again. So getting ready to drop out of some Apple, I think, if we do take this level. So let's put an offer right now, 289.9, 289.79. Close the trade on Apple. You can see me put it right now, 289.79. We'll get out of 100% if it breaks back down in. Apple will probably be my P&L number 1 today, but we'll see what happens here with Amazon.
Yeah, well,
Joe, what's he getting into?
Joe's saying his. I just messaged Joe. He's like, his soundtrack is on fire today, or his playlist is on fire. Send me something what you're listening to.
So Joe's been in IBIT and NVDA, so he'll talk about that in a minute.
NVIDIA's still a rocket ship, but Joe was voting no on the NVIDIA poll.
Maybe he was short. I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea, but he was voting. Like almost everybody was voting yes on it. Very quickly, what are we at here on that poll? We'll go back to Adara for sector watch, and then we'll come back as the market is relentless, and NVIDIA just broke the high of the day. So it is now within a stone's throw of its all-time high.
Beware, guys, I'm still seeing comments from Fed Hammack and U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright. None of them are massive, but just be aware both individuals are still speaking. Let's talk about this sector board. A lot of these sectors are red. Sean mentioned oil here. Energy to the downside as a group. We know that we're still digesting ongoing reports here out of the Middle East in terms of will this conflict with Iran come to an end soon? Is there a plan for an end? We know yesterday President Trump said he wanted this conflict to end before he went to China next week. So if that happens, I'll certainly keep you guys posted. But weakness in energy. Industrial services also weak. Health tech with a lot of red names here, especially the larger market cap names. Producer manufacturing red, consumer non-durables red, utilities, process industries, transportation. Finance, all red. Keep an eye on Citigroup today, guys. C took quite a tumble in the pre-market as it started its investor day with some guidance here for the return on tangible common equities. Does not sound like investors liked it. That being said, tech service is incredibly strong. I have to shout out Oracle up 3% today, Palantir up 4%, Palo Alto here up 7%, CRM up 3%. So great performers here. Other than Google lagging a bit here in tech services. Electronic technology, you've got NVIDIA and Apple strong, but a lot of the other names in this sector a little bit weaker. TXN stands out here, down 3%. Back to you.
Thank you very much to Adara. NVIDIA just took out another all-time, well, not all-time, sorry. Not all-time.
Day highs.
Yeah, that's what I meant, days highs. And I was just about to message Fabian, but I might just say it out loud. If you're looking at some of the stuff behind us, I think might need to be refreshed. It's just, maybe it needed to get updated or something. We had an issue with some of our boards, but so the prices on the tickers could be wrong, but we'll let them know to fix it. Oh, and we just wicked the high and are starting to come back in here. I'm still in the same. We got our trend break, got first target, but I'm just waiting for VWAP in here on Snapchat. That, or maybe the market wants to actually dip and get us back into the long that we like, but we're still holding highs on SLV. Nothing really changing with this rocket ship. And then it was incorrect. Wrong decision. Market strong. Should have just stuck with the short on BM&R. So silver good. Be happy with Tesla, but I'm disappointed that I got out of this one probably too early. Should have just given it more of a chance on BM&R. Just so much weakness in crypto, relatively speaking, I do think. And if for anyone's wondering, the poll only sits at 65%. So since we left you, NVIDIA keeps making highs, and there's more people betting against it getting to an all-time high, which I would have thought it'd be going the other direction. Like, it's getting more and more certain, not less.
All right, well, that was a good idea with Amazon. Only 2 trades today for me, man. It was Amazon, and we discussed it, we talked about it, we averaged into it, and there it goes now. Amazon still have a third left, but we do get our 85 fill right there, and then we took another one at 75. So, a third left of Amazon. We've done really well managing this position. So happy, joy. Okay, well, look what's happening right here again. We got to have another out, might as well. Our stop is if we break the low, so if we can get the piece out right here at 55s, we'll do that, and there it is. So a nice little take out right there as we go. Cooking today, that is for sure. We are getting ready to see what's for lunch, so we'll tell you guys about that in just a couple of seconds. I've decided to, now this may have been a mistake. I was on the offer at 75. We could have got filled there at 75 on Alibaba. So if you like this idea, I'll stamp it, but I'm a little nervous because of the market and the direction of this market keeps going higher here. So I like that. We should have probably taken a piece there. We would have definitely got some out, as you guys know, but we probably only got about a 10% down there at 50. So I'm not going to retake this Alibaba trade. I sort of looked at it. I don't mind it. I'm not sure I want to fight the trend here, especially now the fact that I have Amazon going long and doing well. I just don't want to try to fight it at this point. So I'd hate to give back a little bit of what we made on Amazon because of an idea that I'm not 1,000% sure on, but it's not too bad, right? You also have the 50-period moving average here on your 5-minute chart helping you there. So that's 142. You got 142 VWAP. I don't have VWAP down here. VWAP is supposed to be the same on no matter what chart you look at. So especially with us, I just have a continuous one. Some people can anchor it. You could start it at the beginning of the day. That's what an anchored VWAP is. Unfortunately, and I don't even know if we have that request in our system, but why don't we if we don't?
Not recently. It's been
I'm going to ask.
The request has been put in.
I'm going to ask.
But like I put the tickets in a couple times, but not in the last half year, I don't think. But there's one thing with VWAP.
I'm going to ask immediately.
It does matter when you start your data. So like if if your data starts at 4 a.m., your volume data, or it starts at 6 a.m. or 8 a.m., then it can be different. That's why it can be a bit tricky off the open. But when you get a bit later on in the session, that tends to not matter. Someone just pointed out that Uber was trending down. Tesla broke high of the day. NVIDIA is still at high of the day. Crypto was still incredibly weak. But Uber down 2 points and coming right back into, this is where it bounced yesterday. So if you're looking for, if I like trend breaks, which I do, I had to short into this and then didn't take the long trend break. Well, it's a potential long trend break with the same bottom here. So now all of a sudden that's going to be on my radar for a bit of a trade. The Snapchat is a trend break off the high, looking for a pullback, and Uber is setting up for one off the low. So I'm going to save that and then go back on over to a couple of other names. Still have 15 minutes to go. There's plenty of time here. SLV doesn't want to let me back in. AMD's back at 420. I don't know if AMD is the one today. I still feel that there's this rotation happening into NVIDIA that would make me hesitant on AMD. That's more of a chase up there for sure. So I think stay away from AMD. And then disappointment, if we're talking you can't really ignore, you don't want to ignore what's going on with ARM. But I'd say a bit of a disappointment. It's been more of an inside day. The market's flying through highs. Good move off the open, good reversion. Since then, incredibly boring for ARM. No chance to get any stink bids if you're looking at the long term, not breaking out with the overall market. I think you look at this in the other direction if the market turns. The market turns, ARM probably sets up a short. I'm going to stay well away from longing that stock today. Unless it does something crazy and I can pick it up in the long term. But it's just incredibly boring day for him.
I'm pretty sure, Sharif just opened the door there, and I'm pretty sure he said China, for no reason at all.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like I heard the door open, and I just heard China.
That's about right.
And I was like, what the hell is that? That's it's like a ringtone.
He does it all the time, though.
You know what?
All the time.
You know what I'm going to do? Every time I get a message, I'm going to see if I can put the G chat. Every time Sharif messages me, I just want to say China in my ear, because it's kind of like, I was like, oh, Sharif's here, and there he is right here. So good job there. I wonder what's on his mind over there. Maybe China is on his mind. Hey, Sharif, what's going on?
Eggs. That's what's on the mind.
Oh, yeah, eggs.
You gotta get the protein.
Yeah, protein's always on.
Protein's always on the mind. You gotta get the protein.
What was it? Well, what did you do today there, Sharif? Some more of those?
We did little shoulders.
Little shoulders, yeah. I was going to say, I think the shoulders need a little bit of work over there. Okay, so so there's Alibaba, man. It's a good thing. Oh, maybe here, talk about China again. There it goes, breaking through. So, hey, man, that was an idea that we had. Stay away from that short there a little bit. And so finally, a decision that we didn't make looks like it's paying off a little bit there. So, sometimes you got to just be sort of trusting in the instincts there. It did look pretty good to me. I'm glad that we talked about getting away from it. And there's Alibaba. Sometimes it's the trades you don't make that wind up making you a bunch of money. So that one saved me some in this example. And look, Amazon's not really having the love that I hoped it would. It just bounced twice now off VWAP. And we were waiting at 274 flat. It goes there. Okay, here's a move down. The market now not liking whatever just happened right there. I'll take advantage, offer 30s. We get another piece out there on Amazon as the market is pulling back just a little bit. I don't know what Sharif did about China there, but maybe something might have just happened as the NASDAQ finally pulling back. And Sharif might be happy if he's, I don't know if he's into NVIDIA, but that's near all-time highs. And we do have that pull up. And looks like the end for now might be right on reaching all-time highs. But it's right back into a support area again. We did not reload Apple there. And we are having a little bit of a down push in Amazon. So we'll take another piece. Remember, our Amazon's coming out there. I do now have to report to you, we have about 18% left there on this name. So pretty specific, but we did get some out. We talked about having a third. We took some out right there at 70s, and then again here at 35s. So there it goes now, Amazon. Yeah, I definitely need a China button, that's for sure. So
well, we have the button. If you hear it, the button exists. We just need to get the number code for it. Andre and Fabian, as I say that out loud. Code name Ed with another super chat. I wonder, is Uber down due to gas prices? LOL.
Yes, I mean, this is part of
it. Doesn't help, but that's probably not the reason that they're down.
That was part of what I said yesterday. I was trying to figure out reasons why to sell Uber, and I was like, it's going to get more expensive, right? And I just think that people open up their app and they might not see a price they like. And I mean, even around here in Toronto, they're building, you mentioned it yesterday, the Up. They're building many different transportation systems
a few more
here.
Uber Eats and deliveries on bikes. These days.
Oh, man.
I told Sean the story, and I'm not making this. Did I say, I don't know if I said this on the show. I told you.
I don't think you said it on the show.
I don't think I said this on the show. I'm not trying to out Uber, but straight up, we had a delivery from Uber. I'm like, why is it taking so long? How can you you lost in our neighborhood and looked out the window? Bruh was walking down my street. Yep. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm like, I'm in the suburbs, bro. What are you're walking? The e-bike, I get it. I'm cool. What are you doing walking? That's a problem.
Exercise.
Like, that is a problem. I know gas prices are high, but come on, son, that's a little ridiculous. Let's go to Adara and hope that never happens again.
Yeah, I recently had a bike Uber that just I could see just chilling outside my house waiting, I guess, to deliver the food, even though he was there. So, yeah, I feel your frustration, Neil. Let's talk here about USD. DXY here, like we mentioned yesterday, there's that level of support, that 97.6 area still coming into play. Let's see if we can hold it, because if not, looks like next level of possible support resistance could be 97.2. Now, as we've been mentioning throughout the week, tomorrow is really going to be the grand day for these economic data releases. You're going to get at 8:30 a.m. non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. Then at 10 a.m. you're going to get University of Michigan consumer sentiment print for May, the preliminary print for May. But later today we have quite a lot of Fed speak as well. Fed's daily at 12:30, Fed's Kashkari at 1, Fed's Hammack at 2:05. We had her earlier today as well, remaining hawkish. And then we're going to get Fed's William at 3:30. Here's a look here at the rate probabilities. Again here, we're not seeing a cut. Even in December of 2027, there was a while here we were seeing a cut in December 27. As of right now, still seeing rates held in December 27. So future looking pretty bleak here when it comes to rate cuts. Maybe tomorrow's NFP and or University of Michigan consumer sentiment prints will change things. Back to you.
I wrote a very nice little G-chat message there to basically like our CTO and explain, look, man, I know your team is extremely busy, overworked and everything, but really anchored VWAP would be something that you already have.
It's
the
very
VWAP,
simple to use.
Exactly. So you already have the VWAP. And I was like, look, my understanding is it would be simple to code that in there, but I'm trying to toe the line here and, just mention that, very busy, but it would be very, very greatly appreciated. I mentioned the retail side of everything, so I'm trying to massage this into there. And I just do think that, Sharif just hit the bang. I think all of us would like anchored VWAP.
It comes down to this, and I'll say this to every single person at Real Trading right now. If you're watching, or forget about just Real Trading. Anybody that's trading,
that's true, yeah,
you're broke.
Help us out.
If there is something that you want, you cannot be afraid to ask for it. And oftentimes, I know this happens at Real Trading, it's like a feature request or a bug. People will just assume somebody else is going to do it. Oh, there's this bug, someone else is going to report it. Oh, there's a feature I want, whatever, some other office manager is going to get to it and put the request in because it's obvious.
Well, I'm lazy like that. I went over to you. I was like, "Didn't you put one in?"
No, but you're right. I haven't put a request in for it since last year. I would have asked for it in 2025 at some point. Maybe it was in the back half, but I haven't in a while. And you've got to put requests in. You've got to ask. If you don't like what your broker offers, or you think that something can be improved, then you get in there and you're asked. For you.
I'll give you another example. We yesterday put out a routing key for Blue Ocean.
There you go.
So it's a brand new key available to everybody at Real Trading. Not only will it route to Blue Ocean, but it will route to any live market that's there, including Moon, including anything else that comes for it. So already right there, because I remember Obi was on the show a while ago with me, and obviously he's been with everybody, but we were talking about it, and I said, because he trades Blue Ocean the most out of everybody here, I don't think any of us do it, that he was mentioning about routing, and I said, we can get that order in because we're a huge customer of our broker, obviously.
And it's just the two.
They want to help. They want to help us out, right? The more orders that you if enough customers want Robinhood to trade options, I know they do, then they should be putting options on their system, right? It's just a way to create more revenue for them. So, all right, we have a bunch of Danish, man, we get it, man. What's VCX? You like that 220 long. Shout out to everybody there in the chat. Please try not to spam it.
We got a super chat that didn't have a message.
Okay. Is that what it was?
So I have to do this. I have to do it this way. AV Blink Blinkent. AV Blinkent. So thank you for the super chat, and then we have all these responses. VCX 220 long. We appreciate it, and then there's some questions on. Oh, you have the questions here. What would your entry be as a swing trader if you're considering a long on position on SNDK? Well, I'm not doing anything SNDK. Because the trend break on Snapchat went down to the 1-to-1 and then just broke out the high. So now I'm just going to be patiently waiting for either BM&R or SLV. So you were looking for swing long technical entries on SNDK. I will immediately tell you, for me, I can't see any way that it's at a reasonable level for a while. We just reported trend support is down at 1120, but remember, any trend line, that's a moving target. So if I say the trend line supports at 1120 today, it's in an uptrend. So tomorrow that could be 1130, and the day after that could be 1150, and the day after that could be 1200. So just keep that in mind. But it's got trend support, just pulling it back from this March low. Somewhere in the 1100 range, and the 50 period's nowhere close. Like technical levels for dip buys on SNDK, maybe you can find an anchored VWAP that you like. That would be a good example as well. Like anchor it from.
Yep.
I don't know where you'd want to anchor.
How about just from earnings? You can anchor it from 1,000.
Anchor from earnings, where you could anchor it maybe from like the support bottom, like maybe there's an earnings day here, or this break would be a good place.
Just to let you guys know, like Brian Shannon, like often offers year to date or major events.
That's a good one,
as you mentioned.
Well, you know what? Let's ask Brian that the next time he's on. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Next Tuesday, hopefully, Brian will be with us again. Yeah. No. Hey, I mean, I've asked him that many times. It's like, where would you anchor based on this stock? And it's always the same thing. It's like you could anchor it 10 different places. It's just a matter of put it out there, find a spot. Yeah. Major events like. Anything like that. Okay, so just quickly here, we've only had 2 stocks today. We will end the day, and we didn't get anything back today, that's great. And part of that was we stayed away from some dangerous plays. Amazon and Apple. So I just want to tell you guys, it's basically 2/3, 1/3, actually a little bit more than that. It's 3/4 of the day for me was Apple there today, and 1/4 we just put on right there is Amazon, but Amazon could get a little more spicy as we go back up to the upside there. Still have on, like I said, about that 20%, a little bit more than that on Amazon, and we just got another fill there because Apple just reminded me that, hey, it's still the one, and there it goes right back up there into 291. It's too bad. Bad advice I gave was not taking this VWAP right there, but we were a little nervous. I mean, the market going back to all-time highs gets us all hungry for more profits. But today we go back for the lunch. And yesterday we had the story of Neil and I both, because of past experiences, didn't have cheese on the menu for ourselves. And we explained that to why, so we missed out on the lasagna, which I heard wasn't. You guys mic'd up there, Joe. Did you have the lasagna?
Oh, I had a piece. It was.
Yeah, how was it? I didn't go back to the well for it. So, what were you saying?
Like basically, if you go to like Costco or
okay, so generic.
Yeah, you get like the frozen whatever. It was basically that. So if you get one of those, it was fine. But then it was a little.
Adara, did you have it yesterday, Adara? The lasagna?
The smell of it did not vibe with me, but I did eat the salad, which was good.
Oh. That's funny because the last time we went back and forth was the smell of those Japanese udon noodles, which I did not prefer. Okay, so Joe over there, what you have a rating on that or?
Absolutely.
What's the rating?
Okay, get him off the screen. He's doing that thing again. He's off the screen. Okay, what's for lunch today? We're trying to avoid that whole thing there, and we go right over there.
That's on purpose.
Because he wants, he actually wants his show to start a little bit earlier. So we could.
By the way,
we could
Joe, I messaged you. What is on your? He's talking about his playlist and how fire it was, and I messaged him like, "What are you listening to? Send me a tune, and I'll listen at lunch."
Okay, so stay tuned. In 1 minute, Joe can discuss that. But right now, this is kind of like the second time this week that we've had this. This is actually what we had last night because we had to eat quickly before we went to the game. I love this. Oh, it's Spanish flag. Okay, so shout out to Luis and everybody there. Today is Zesty pulled. I'm just laughing at Zesty. Zesty is kind of a funny way to explain like what kind of spice we're having here. Zesty pulled chicken tacos. So this is exactly what we had last night. So I'm hoping that this is going to be tasty with soft corn tortillas. So Adara does bust her tooth again on those hard ones.
It's okay.
Yeah. You mentioned it yesterday, live on the show.
I might have mentioned it yesterday.
You said it on the show.
I bust my tooth on a hard shell taco. We're fixing it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Okay, that's crazy. I feel so bad for that. Some people get chipped like on the most random things. People bite into like an apple.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay. So now that you mention that, actually, I'm not gonna have those hard. Actually, I really liked it, but be careful at all points.
No,
there. All right. Soft. So, anyways. To digress a little bit more here.
I still like it.
Because we only have 5 seconds because otherwise Joe's going to come in like hot fire. All right, so we've got soft corn tortillas, salsa verde, and oh boy, guacamole. So we don't have that too often.
Guac?
We're getting that guac today, so we'll ask for just a little bit more as we do at Chipotle there. Okay, Joe's approving it. Joe, I know we're 15 seconds over. Let me just get through this right now. Creamy cabbage, coleslaw there as well. That's what's for lunch. A super chat. I don't want to ignore it, so let's do that right there. That's what's for lunch. The super
Greg,
chat.
would say Greg for the win, because that's what FW means to me.
Yeah, good.
407 to 440, 414.
I'm bidding 407.
Tesla, watching for months now. It is helpful to me and a reminder at minimum to stay disciplined trader. All cash since November because you're thinking correction. Thoughts? I have missed a lot of gains, but have stuck to this.
If you're going to stick to it, I think you should stick to it at this point, because if there's going to be a correction.
Yeah, at this point, we're at the highs.
You know.
I always find like there's always something. If you're looking for dip buys, there's always something that's giving you a dip buy, right? Like it's not like there's nothing
literally always.
that's been pulling back. I think usually you can find something that's giving you a bit of a dip buy. Look, it's past 11 o'clock. Those tacos are going to be fire one way.
I was just going to say before we go, yeah, it's up to you guys, but I was going to say, like, there are different ETFs and dividend plays you could just sit in where you could still be collecting like 2 to 3% a year on those plays. So if you are sitting in cash, don't sit in cash. Sit in cash or cash equivalents. Sit into something that you can get in and out of that will also pay you a little bit. So that's just a little bit of advice, because you never know. Like, even if you get that 3% and you missed 12 in the NASDAQ, at least you get
It's better
something.
than nothing.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Anyways, okay. Good show there. Thanks for everything, guys. Joe and Sharif are on How About Now?